Very good morning to you. Welcome to Sewing Quarter. I'm Natasha McCarty. You've got myself and the very lovely Jenniffer Taylor, who's whirring away on a sewing machine in the corner over there. Can't stop that girl. She's always on it. Right, shall we see what's coming up today on the show? We have got 4 fabulous hours for you, starting off at 8 a.m. with a felt flower cushion. We've never done anything like this before on the show. It's rather wonderful, and Jennifer's going to show us how. Then 9 a.m. we've got blooming gorgeous fabrics. If you love your garden, if you know someone that is a garden lover or horticulturalist, then we've got all those fabrics for you. Then 10 a.m. Oh, I love this, is our buttoned tunic dress. We also have shirt options for you, and it is cracking, absolutely lovely. And then 11 a.m. is our creative grids hour. So we're going to demystify, have a go at some of those, see what you think, which ones you love, which ones have you got, are you collecting? Then maybe we can tempt you with a couple of new ones there. And that's coming up at 11 a.m. And of course, don't forget, Stripology is back in stock. Hooray! If you would like to get in touch, here's how you do so. So what we're looking for from you this morning are your Creative Grids masterpieces. So anything that you've been having a good make at, send us your pictures so that we can use them on our 11 o'clock hour, which is studio@sewingquarter.com. That's how you send a message with an attachment like a photo, or if you've just got a lot to say. Now, if you just want to send us a quick hi, how you doing type thing, head to the website, which is sewingquarter.com. Click on watch. That's where you can view us live. And then to the right is a message, a studio box, and you can message us there. Have a little get in touch. What are you up to this morning, apart from watching us, obviously? And then products from all the shows will then go down on the left-hand side for you to find quickly, easily. Bish bash bosh, there they be. There you go. That's all the housekeeping for this morning. Yeah. What's he writing? Say hello. I can't, hang on, I need some glasses. Say hello. It's Tasha and Jenny and Paul and the crew and some amazing items. Yes, it is. Yeah, I should actually say, shouldn't I? We've got Tom on cameras this morning, Tim directing, we've got Jenny in, myself in, we've got producer Paul in. Who else have we got? We've got floor manager Wayne in, and Chris as well. They're both sorting out the floor. Sounds like we're having a new floor, doesn't it? No, they're just, you know.
They're laying the floor.
Yeah. Now, I mentioned a cushion. Check this out. Wow. We've never done anything like this before, and I love that we are starting to mix mediums a little bit here. So we've got lovely bijou fabric there, and then here, this is all felt. It feels amazing. Everybody's come along and sort of gone, ooh, ooh, ooh. Feels fab. Really lovely, and a little bit of bling, should you wish. Did we do what, producer Paul? Oh, to make it, yeah, we've got patterns and everything, and kits and everything. So if you want to make it exactly like that, then here's your kit. So you get a metre of fabric, but this is the, here are the instructions. So actually, with the instructions, you've got that one, but you've also got some other options in there as well. You've got your thread. You've also got 3 whopping great big sheets. These are 60 centimetres by 60 centimetres. Look how big one sheet. Whoa! They're big, aren't they? You get 3 of these. So that's well over a metre of felt, actually, isn't it, if they're 60 centimetres? Nice. And then there's your bijou fabric in that lovely soft green. That's £30.99, because you get your pattern and your thread and your everything. But this is a show-stopping cushion. Now, yellow one, maybe you want to have a bright, cheery one that just reminds you a little bit of maybe daisies and things like that. Jen's going to demo this one. You get, again, your 3 60 by 60 centimetres, I should say, of felt. There's a lot of felt going on there. And then a nice neutral base there. It's called Olympian. Get that yellow. I don't know why. God, you're not feeling very well if you're an Olympian. You've gone that colour, are you? Gosh, a little jaundice. And then, of course, your pattern and your thread, and you're all good to go. Right, that's that colourway. Then, over down here It does look like daffodil. I'd call it daffodil yellow rather than Olympian, but there we go. This is your beige collection. So this is going to sit in anybody's house, I think, you know, because it's neutral colours. So again, you get your 1, 2, 3 sheets of felt there. And then this one is with sort of a darker green for your bijou range there. And your thread. And of course, also your full instructions. Oh, the felt's called honeysuckle. Oh, that's pretty. No, I'll go with that. That's nice. Now this one here, honeysuckle sounds nicer than beige, doesn't it? This one here, what are we calling this one? Sorrel. Oh, nice. A bit of sorrel. We're not sorry, it's sorrel. There it is. Wood sorrel. Oh, gosh. And then your metre of fabric as well. There's a lot going on, isn't there? And your thread and full instructions. Yeah. Now, Jenniffer has also used some Swarovski crystals, which are over there. Let's have a look. Oh, we've got images of them. Oh, yeah, here we go. So we've got some beautiful Swarovskis on here. Whoa, glittery and sparkly and beautiful. If you want a pack of 48 of your... Now, the AB means Aurora Borealis. That means they've got all the colours. And then you've got bicone beans, 48 in there for $6.99. A little bit of sparkle in your life. I love this. Yeah. Do you want to have a look at them sparkling? Here we go. Sparkle, sparkle, sparkle. I love that. I could watch that for hours. That makes me so happy. You've got all the colours. That's what that AB is. Aurora Borealis, all the colours in there. And there they are. It took me a long time to be able to say Aurora Borealis. So I'll say it a lot now. I've made the effort to learn how to say it. Right, come on then. Let's go over here and meet Jen.
Hey, Baba. You all
Yes,
good?
I know the Aurora Borealis. Producer Paul saying the Aurora Borealis is very similar to the Northern Lights.
It's true. Hello.
Hello.
It seems like ages.
It was when you had your little op and you came in and you probably shouldn't have done.
Yeah.
But yeah, welcome back.
Hey, I'm
Trooper.
back. Thanks, Bab. You're looking fabulous.
Well, so are you. You feeling all better?
Yeah, much better now, thank
Good.
you.
You're
Much
looking
better.
very well.
Oh, I feel much better.
Hooray!
Yay!
Now, this is 10 o'clock.
It's our 10 o'clock hour, isn't it?
And I stole it the minute that you came in.
The minute I came in, got it out.
And I
that.
said, will that fit me? And Hayley, our boss, you know what she said? How rude. She said, Tash, it's got vents at the back, not a tent.
It's a lovely little vent in the back, I must admit.
How rude. So I haven't done it up.
In fact, I don't think there's anybody in the studio that hasn't tried this shirt on.
Producer Paul was parading around in it as well.
Yes.
Yeah. And as long as he didn't flex, because he'd been down the gym quite a lot.
Yeah, we need to do an adjustment on the arms.
Yeah. Because, yeah.
And change the placket around, but you could totally do it.
But anyway, that's 10 o'clock. We're not doing that. We're not doing that yet. But we can't wait to do it. But just so that you know, that's what's coming up. Now this little number.
It's a showstopper, isn't it?
It is. Now, you're not going to fall asleep and dribble on this. It's not that sort of cushion.
It's not that kind of cushion.
No. This is very much decoration. Yeah. Isn't that lovely? If we've got a little stand or something, I could just pop it. Oh, hang on, I've got one in my trolley. Look at this.
There you go.
Oh.
As if it were meant to be.
Isn't it just? There we go. Beautiful. Whoops. Right, okay. How do I make it?
Okay.
Then sit down.
Yeah, you sit down, my darling. Okay, so as you quickly went over with our lovely kits today, you've got a pattern in there which has 4 different types of cushions in there.
It does.
Yeah, there's some really lovely ones in there. So there's 2 types of smocking cushions in there, and then you've got your 2 floral cushions, and we're going to do the floral one today.
I'm going to be honest, I like a bit of smocking.
It looks fabulous. It uses so much fabric, but it looks divine when it's done.
It's kind of a dying art form, isn't it, smocking? There has been a bit of a revival, and I've enjoyed that. But that's not what we're doing today.
No.
You do have the
that option in there, yeah.
One is a kind of a bolster.
Yeah.
And then one does just a normal shaped.
Exactly, exactly.
But then you've also got this and another floral one to choose from.
Yeah, they're both lovely. So it's difficult choosing. We wanted to go for, because obviously the sun's out, you know, your garden's starting to come into bloom. So it's definitely our inspiration for today's demonstration.
Now, I've seen photos of your garden. That looks absolutely beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
We're discovering, because this is the first full year that we've been in our house, we're discovering the people who lived in there before us were obviously very, very keen gardeners, and we're discovering all sorts of beautiful things.
Just popping through now.
Yeah.
Oh,
and I have to go around with my mum, who knows about these things, and she tells me what everything is.
Oh, I love it. So
Generally in Latin, I can't remember.
I can't remember. That one.
It looks very pretty. Very pretty. It's sort of pink and big.
Yeah, so I actually sewed this one in the garden on my old Singer.
Nice. I love your old Singer.
I love my old Singer. It's great when it's sunny. You get to sunbathe and sew at the same time. Perfect. So it's a really simple project to do, but it looks so effective.
Okay.
All right.
Where do we start then?
So for this particular cushion, you need a couple of pattern pieces. So you've got obviously the front of your cushion, which is the base where the flower is going to be attached to.
Now this looks like we're about to play darts with it.
It does. So I'm going to walk you through, because obviously trying to get that transferred on might be a bit tricky. So I'm going to walk you through that. And then you've also got your petal pieces here. So you've got a kind of, you've got two circular shapes, and then obviously your larger petal shape there.
Okay.
Now, you have to cut out a lot of these petals. So you've got 50 here, 16 there, and 12 there. So it's 50, 16, and 12. So we have put some plastic templates on, and it was an absolute lifesaver. Otherwise, your paper pattern is just going to disintegrate by the time you get to disintegrate before you even get to the rest of your.
Is that similar to discriminating?
Yeah, totally.
But in paper form.
In paper form.
So if you would like your template plastic, it's £2.99. You get 2 sheets in there.
Yeah, there's loads left.
It's cracking. It's just £2.99, and then there you go. You can just make it, and you just use it over and over.
It's definitely one if once you get started with your flowers, it was a lifesaver. It was an absolute lifesaver.
So is this how you got your lovely tan?
Yeah.
By being outside cutting out 50
Well, technically I was doing exercise because it's a hand cranked sewing machine, so it's not a treadle, so no electric. So I'm using my one hand while directing with the other while getting a tan. Bonus. Wear sunscreen, kids.
Happy days. Happy days, yes.
So I've obviously gone ahead and cut these out, or traced these out onto my template plastic first.
Yes.
Cut those out, which is what I've got here. So I've got my 51 there, my 16 one there, and my 12 one there.
Oh, you've even written it on there?
I've literally written them on there, so I know how many I need to cut out, so I don't forget. So I've got those for life now. So I did that, and then
for life. You can just keep making.
And then I've cut out my cushion. So it's a traditional sort of envelope back cushion. So you've got your front piece, and then there's 2 pieces for the back.
Okay, that's easy. Yeah.
So so construction-wise, it's really simple, but it's all in the flower. It's all about the flower today. So marking out this circle, I think, is probably the most trickiest part, and it is worth doing the placements, because it really does hold your hand while you're making your flowers, because it can get quite crowded in there once you start putting those 50 petals on. So the first thing I did was folded my fabric in half. So you can see I've already gone ahead and drawn out the circles already. But I'm just going to walk you through how I did that, sort of a cheat method if you like. So I've also folded my pattern in half as well, placed it on the fold line. So what I literally did was taking my water erasable pen, is mark out the central points and then the 3 placement lines.
Okay.
Like so.
Yeah.
Okay. So then all I did was rotate that round, and I can see the marks there, but it's also, because obviously it's a squared cushion.
Yeah.
I can see where I need to go. So if you're struggling with your...
Oh, it's almost like maths.
Yeah.
So you just use that centre.
So I'm just pivoting the centre point.
I like your cheat.
It's a very simple thing, but I was just like, rather than getting all your bits and bobs out, this is my little quick method of being able to mark out that circle. So I can clearly see where my circle is on that now. So if you want to go in and make those lines a little bit bolder by drawing the line in, you can do, because you're not going to see it when we sew it up. But whatever method's best for you. So I just thought I'd show you that quick little cheat method, if you like.
I'm happy for the cheat.
Good.
Yes.
Good.
Okay. That's good. That's really good.
It's a cute one, isn't it?
No, I like. Yeah.
So right then. So the first thing we need to do is do our outer petals, which are these ones here. So you actually work from the outside in towards the centre rather than the inside out, okay? So opening out my fabric, we're going to go with our outer petals first, which are these ones. So I'm not going to sew all the lines, but what I am going to do is show you at least those 2 lines and then concentrate on the centre. Okay, so I'm going to show you the techniques for all of the different types of flowers, okay, or petals, sorry. Even.
Now this is the Olympian felt. This is going to look like a big sunflower, isn't it?
It is, yeah, it is. And what I really like about the, I've got the pattern as well. It does say how many petals you need for each line of the circles, each row, if you like.
Okay.
So you can do the placement, but you actually get enough felt in there to just maybe add a few more petals if you want it just to be even more. I did zhuzh it a little bit, I must admit. I did zhuzh it a little bit. Because it was just like, oh, I've still got some leftover felt here. I can stick another petal in. Because I think that's where it is, the volume of like those individual petals.
It's the abundance,
it's beautiful, isn't it? It's lovely.
Yeah.
Okay then, so the first thing we need to do, on your pattern piece, you can see that we've got 2 little notches either side. So in the card, you can see I've actually made little triangle marks there and there.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's our stitching line, okay?
Yeah.
So you can go ahead and mark those out, but it's a centimetre in. So once you start getting into the flow of it, you'll just see it.
You'll just see it.
So the first thing we're going to do, so obviously you've got your thread, so I'm going to fold this over. Now, rather than hand tacking these, so that's the position that the petal needs to be in, you're just folding them together, so bringing the 2 edges together.
Yeah.
So rather than hand tacking them first, and then I'm just going to go straight for the machine.
Oh, you machine stitch these on?
Yeah, you machine stitch them on.
I thought this was going to be all hand.
No, so it's a combination of hand stitch and machine stitching. So I'm going to start sewing over that section there. So before we get to the next one, popping the needle down, I'm going to lift the foot up and place the next one in.
Oh, nice.
So I'm just going to stitch as we go.
I thought this was going to take hours, but actually if you're doing it like this, then once you've cut everything, you're good to go.
Absolutely. It's the cutting out, that's kind of the laborious part of it.
Not if you're sat in the sun, nothing's
Not if you're sat in the
laborious,
sun and you've made your template. If you're working with that tissue paper, then you will.
You're going to say you've made your gin and tonic.
yeah, definitely. So the template is definitely the lifesaver in this project, without a doubt. So I'm just working around using those stitching guides that we've already popped in with our water erasable pen.
Right.
So I've not started with the outer circle because obviously we'll be here all day just sewing these ones on. So I've skipped a line.
Jen.
Yeah.
You know what I'd be doing with my leftover felt?
Yeah.
I'd be making a bee to go in the middle of it. It needs a bee.
We should have done that.
Oh, behave, says producer Paul. All the jokes this morning.
I'm just ignoring that.
I like the deadpan.
I'm just ignoring that.
I've got more crystals. You'll all be pleased to know. Do you want to have a look at them? Oh, they're limited apparently. 5 of each. If only we knew somewhere where we could get some jewellery from. You know.
I have no idea.
EFVK. These ones, these are the gold ones. These would look nice in the, well, in any of them actually. I've only got 5 of them though, so they are apparently in short supply. Now, 48 of these. Look at the shimmer on that. Oh, hang on, here we go. Have a look at this. Yeah, I could watch this all day. I find this quite mesmerising.
They are pretty. They are pretty.
They're so pretty, and that bicone, the way that it's cut, means that you do get that absolutely gorgeous, gorgeous shimmer. There we go. Now, these are called Silver Knights.
Oh.
We've only got 5 of these as well. Get in quick. 48 of these. Now, these are slightly smaller ones, hence they're £4.99. But I rather like these as well. These are going to show up a little bit more, aren't they? You know, if you want more of a statement. There they are. Piece. Really pretty. Please check out your basket on that, because we don't have oodles or noodles. Love that.
Lovely.
Or even if you just fancy adding it into, you know, if you do a little bit of jewellery making.
Oh, well, this is what I mean, you don't need loads on your project at all. So it's definitely one for your stash.
One for your stash, yes. It's not that I, you know, like a little bit of Swarovski or anything, but, you know, I kind of do. Do you want to have a look at the last ones? I think we've seen these ones before. Oh, so pretty. We'll look at those later, apparently.
Oh, okay.
Just, you know, just to tease.
So I'm almost I'm still walking my way around, so I'm almost coming towards the end of my first rotation.
This looks like a big lion mane.
Yeah! Oh, that would make a great little mat. We could cut a hole in it.
That's how you do it, isn't it?
I love how this project is inspiring other projects.
But that's
so
what if
you want to look like Peter Gabriel out of Genesis and become a flower head, this is what you need to do.
Bill and Ben.
Stroke lion, stroke Bill and Ben.
It's a look.
It's a great idea. I do like it.
Juice Paul says never stroke a lion.
Why not?
You lose your hand.
Oh, okay. Like I thought there was a joke in there. He's been cracking the jokes all morning.
No,
I was expecting a proper like.
He was in health and safety mode.
Okay.
That was it.
Oh, you had a great opportunity there, Paul.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
Right, so we're coming up to our last one now.
I don't know quite when you would actually, you know, encounter just a random lion.
You never know.
Although they do zoo days, don't they, where you can go and be a zookeeper for a day. Now, the kit that we're using now is the Olympian. It's £30.99. Here it is. Oh, you have to start checking out. This is very popular.
Oh, wow.
Over half of this is already gone. I love that. Where would you put this cushion?
Oh, I would, if I have a nice bright conservatory, especially if you put in those beautiful beads on. Honestly, when I was hand stitching them on in the garden, they were just sparkling away. So I think, and a really lovely conservatory would be lovely.
Or if you've got a nice kitchen with lots of light in, it's just going to look beautiful. Beautiful. You know, some of those farmhouse kitchens where people have nice wooden benches. I could see this looking good. It's just got to be seen, hasn't it? It's fabulous, and I think it is. It's a lovely stuff. Or on your spare bed. Yeah. Yes. And all of the above, to be honest. So once I've gone, sorry, Tasha, I'm just going to go before we move on to the next bit. I've already gone round once and secured all of my petals in place. Okay. But what I would suggest doing, because obviously this is a cushion and you may want to wash it, but I would go round again, just so do a double line of stitching. So I'm just literally going to trace around. Okay, you do that. So about 1/4 of an inch away from the original stitch line, just to secure all those loose ends down. This is going to be quite durable then, isn't it? Yeah. I mean, it doesn't say this in the instructions, but when I was sewing it, it's like, you know what, I want to stitch those down a little bit more. So that would be my little tip with this. Just go back round again. You're not going to see this stitching. I mean, I'm using a green so you can really see what I'm doing. Obviously, you've got your thread in your kits, but I would just go round with another line of stitching. Okay. Now, Jen, you mentioned the sparkle. Sparkle, sparkle. Look at these. Sparkle, sparkle. These are the Aurora Borealis, the AB ones. Lovely, aren't they? 48 in here. So you're going to have quite a lot there left over. Oh, yeah. So you've used 10 or so there, 14, something like that? Yeah, something like that, yeah. So there's a lot left over. I didn't want to, it was a fine line between just putting a few little droplets on or going for it. So I was a bit like, less is more is less. So I had a bit of a dilemma at one point going, do I keep going? Or you could just have them as dewdrops, just the very odd. Yeah, well that's what I thought. I was torn between just dropping a few on the petals or popping it into the set. You have to play around with it. Either way works. Look at those sparkling away. £6.99 for those. And that's your AB bicone beads. 6 mils, nice size as well, 48 of them, that's a lot. Brilliant. So I'm on my second row now. Okay. So how many rows of these do you do then? So there's 3 rows, but I'm just doing 2, otherwise we'll just be sewing these on all day. So I'm just going to do 2 so you can see the effect. So you kind of want to almost like stagger them a little bit. So where the 2 join on the first so you put them in the gap. Circle, just put them in the gap, yeah. I mean, it's not an exact science, especially when you've got 3 layers. They'll eventually just kind of go where they want to go. Well, in nature they are, because it guides the bees in, doesn't it? That's true. All helps. And we need our bees. Or these colours. Well, these will definitely bring the bees. I think these lovely flowers. We've got some beautiful bee fabric next hour. Oh, do a little applique bee. I'm waiting for producer Paul to say, "Oh, behave," but he hasn't. Really? Oh, he said he's had that joke already. Oh, okay. He's not going to reuse his jokes. Okay. He's not repeating his material. No. Good for you, Paul. Good for you. Right. He's got plenty. He doesn't need to. It's all fine. It's not a one-trick pony then. That's good. No. But I just love when you start sewing these layers on, especially when I got to the 3rd layer, it was just like, oh my, like you could just see it coming till I was like, oh, this is going to be so plush. It is that 3D, that beautiful 3D effect. It's very, very striking. I do like it a lot. And actually, this red one, I think you could also bring out for Christmas time, like a poinsettia.
Yeah, you said that, didn't you? And I mean, I didn't think of it at the time, but you're absolutely right. You could maybe put some like holly leaves in it, for instance, like add a bit of green in there as well, like, and make a full feature of it.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Because poinsettia is, of course, very poisonous for animals. So if you've got animals, then this is the best kind to have.
Yeah.
Because it's safer.
Totally.
Much safer.
Right then, so we're almost coming to our end bit now.
Even just as you're sewing it, you can see all the 3D. It's beautiful. Loving it. Please check out your baskets. Don't miss out on any of these. Is the yellow most popular this morning, Producer Paul? It is now. It's overtaken.
It's so lovely.
I think it's just such a happy, cheery colour, isn't it?
Oh, I love yellow. It's my favourite. Yellow and mustard. But you knew that.
I did know that. My husband was saying yesterday, like, summer's just sort of arrived, hasn't it? We went winter, winter, winter. Oh, here we go, full-blown summer.
Well, I love wearing yellow in winter because of that, because, you know, it's just...
Does it make you feel a bit more...
it makes you feel so much better, doesn't it?
See, I can't wear yellow. Because you're dark, yellow looks great on you. You've got dark hair. Whereas yellow on me, I just look a little bit ill.
Like washed out.
But it means that I like to have it in other forms.
Yeah, and so, this is totally it.
Yeah, no, absolutely. June in East Sussex says, morning, lovely ladies, 2 questions.
Yes.
Okay. Did Jen use a rotary cutter or scissors to cut out the petals?
Oh, I'm a dressmaker. It's unfortunately it's better scissors. The reason being because I just found it a lot quicker, especially being in the garden. I was literally placing it on to my felt and cutting round, placing it on, cutting round, placing it on, cutting it round. So I found it quicker doing it with the scissors, but each to their own, each to their own.
And what is the finished size?
Well, it's 17 by 17, so let's say, for give and take, it would be 16.
Around there?
Yeah, 16.5 inches size.
So a 16-inch cushion pad is what you're going to be looking at to pop in there. But then again, cushion pads is oh, look at that, is another thing where it's personal preference, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, in the pattern, it does show you how to make, there's actually a pattern piece to do your own cushion filling.
Oh.
But it's just quicker to buy them, isn't it, really? So we haven't done that part. But if you wanted to make your own cushion, so for instance, if you've got all of your felt scraps and fabric scraps and you want to be eco-friendly, then you've got a pattern in there on how to make your own cushion filling, if you like. So that's in there, just so you know. But yeah, just get a 16, I reckon, would cover it.
No, it's lovely. This is just one of the designs. You get 4 different designs. You get 2 smocked designs and 2 floral designs. So your house is going to be stunning by the time you've given them all a go.
Lovely.
I'm just going to go and see June. It's a nice summery day, isn't it, June?
Yes.
June.
This is definitely a project for June.
For you, June. And
the
June.
month.
All of it, all of the above. I'm going to go look at all the different options.
I'm just going to twizzle this
while... You just twizzle that, because that's looking really rather lovely.
It looks lovely, isn't it? So pretty.
Hey, if you've got a Joe Carter frog with the green one, almost be like a...
I'm going to go get it while you're talking. I'm going to go get it.
Right.
We're just going to head over there and get the frog. It's a definite must.
There's your frog. Right. The gold one, Sorrel, this one. Yeah, you see, this is the one that I think would look lovely with a frog. Because then it would look like sort of a lily, with a lily pad.
Check him out.
There we go. I think frog not included. You have to make your own frog. But I think he would look really lovely on it. That's what I just keep seeing. I just keep seeing great big lily pads. I'll pop them up there. So in here you get 3 of your felts. These are 60 by 60 centimetres. They're big ones. And then you get 1 metre of your lovely bijou fabric there. And then you get your thread and 4 patterns. Can you see those 4 patterns on there? That's the one that we've done. And then look, these are your smocked ones. Your bolster. And then that is your other floral ones I have a good go at. And then if I spin that around for you, there you go, it gives you an idea. Don't be afraid of smocking. It's actually, you know, as long as you mark it out properly, it's actually very relaxing and nice to do. I like a spot of smocking. Nice. And if I can do it, you can do it. Now, which one would you like to look at next? The red one. The red one. Here we go. And again, you know, this could be for all year round, or you could really sparkle it up for Christmas. Is this now most popular? Yeah. So you do need to start checking it. Again, they are your pattern options. That is your metre of fabric there, and then your 3 felts in there and your thread. Good to go. Awesome. And the most limited is the beige with the honeysuckle felt in. Honeysuckle, yeah, we've got a beautiful honeysuckle growing up the side of our house. We've got gorgeous wisteria on one side and then honeysuckle down the other. Absolutely beautiful. And a passion flower as well. It's all sorts. So this is your, we're limited on this. So this is your beige honeysuckle. 3 of those. And then your deeper green. It's more traditional actually, isn't it, this bundle, I think. There you go. And of course, everything else that goes with it. Fabulous. If it's in your basket, it says producible. It's not guaranteed until you check it out. Now, the last option is the one that we're busy doing at the moment. And again, you get your thread, you get your felt. Beautifully bright. And then a metre of your bijou fabric there. And that's $30.99. Awesome. Yay. Now, pop in your template plastic, just $2.99 for 2 sheets. You're not going to use all of that.
Oh, no.
Not in one go, anyway.
No. You'll have at least 1.5 sheets left after you've drawn out your templates for this project.
Boom, boom, boom.
How cute does he look in there?
I know.
I don't want to finish it off. It looks so cute. I love him.
I don't think that when they designed the pattern, this was quite what they had in mind.
Again, this is a pattern that just keeps giving. We've got so many ideas. We've got lion masks. We've got flower faces. We've got a place for the frog to live.
That's when you know you've got a good project.
So I think this would be good for a children's room. Because a little frog, if you've got Joe Carter's frog, get this little kit, you can make him a little lily pad.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
Actually, what I was thinking is, once you've got the pattern, upscale it for a play mat and make lilies. Because it'd be perfect for babies. It's tactile.
Beautiful and safe.
And safe. Nice. Washable.
Nice.
Cute, isn't it? Anyway. Oh, I got so excited with the frog. Can we just play with the frog for a bit?
No, we've got to finish this off.
No. Okay, so once you've done your 3 rows of petals, obviously I've just done 2 for speed, you then go into the centre of the flower. Okay, so you've got 2 templates. You've got the larger one, which is that size, if that's easier for you to see.
Yeah.
Okay, and then you've got a smaller one,
yeah,
which is that size.
Yeah.
And there's your template as well.
Yeah.
Okay, so you would do the larger ones first, but I'm just going to go straight onto the little ones so we can get them round quicker. Okay. All right. So how you create these petals, you're just taking one of your circular felt pieces, you're folding it in half.
Yeah. And
then folding it in half again.
Yes.
Okay, so then what I've done is I've just done a quick stitch. So I've actually stitched this twice, going through all of the 4 layers. Okay. And then you're going to stitch that to your pillar base is the word I was looking for. So I'm actually going to go through the felt and then through the fabric as well, because obviously, especially if we're going to do my other project idea, which is your baby play mat, you want to make sure that this is nice and secure. So that's that one done. So I'm just going to go around and keep adding them on. So folding in half again, and then I'm going to go through the 4 layers.
And then just pop it on. Now, Valerie says that if you add a black centre, it could be a sunflower on the yellow, or if you did it on the red one, it would be a poppy.
Oh. That'd be a nice one for Remembrance Day, wouldn't it?
Oh, yeah. I think we've got extra felt on the website. So if you wanted to do that, you could always... Then you could get a good couple of cushions, couldn't you? If you change the centre colour.
Totally.
And it's all there on the website. Thank you, Valerie. Good idea.
Good idea. It's just the project that keeps giving, isn't it?
It is, isn't it? Yes.
Okay, so once I've stitched the 1 petal on, I'm going in and then coming out, ready for the next one. So you're staggering it.
Okay.
Okay.
This is lovely, isn't it? Now, the Golden Shadow Swarovskis, gone.
Have they?
Yeah. And the Silver Night are close to selling out.
Wow.
Silver Night. Sounds good.
Silver Night?
Yeah. Yeah. So we can't guarantee it. If it's in your basket, you do need to check out. You can check out as many times as you like. I love this. I know that, you know, we've been going for nearly a year and a half, but I still love the fact that you can check out as many times as you want, and we only charge you 1 P&P per day. We don't just keep racking it up.
No, it's good, isn't it?
Yeah, it's very good.
Okay.
I like that a lot. So you're sewing that onto the felt.
The felt and the fabric. So I'm going through both layers.
Okay.
So again, this is where your double liner stitching really does come into play, I think, because it's just giving that extra support to your hand stitching later on.
Okay, next question from me then.
Sure.
What sort of needle do I need for this?
As long as it's, I would go with a larger size one because so you can get in and out easier. If it's too small a size needle, you're gonna struggle getting in and out through the layers. So a longer needle.
Because it does come quite voluminous, does it?
Yeah, exactly. But it just looks so good. I mean, if I just turn that around just so you can see what we've done so far.
Yeah, we've got ruffles.
Looking fab, isn't it? And I've not even got halfway through
It's such an unusual project. We've never done anything like this, have we?
It's nice, isn't it?
Yeah.
And it was really relaxing. You know, it's super relaxing. I mean, there is no reason why you can't, you know, hand sew this project and then maybe just do the final stitches with the cushion, putting the back on your sewing machine. You could easily just do this outside.
This time of year, I want things to be doing outside.
Yeah, definitely.
Fred wants to be playing outside. I want to be out there with him, but I also, you know...
You want to be crafting, so this is definitely a project for that.
Because let's face it, I'm no gardener. So, you know, I'm not going to be there in my shrubs, you know.
Okay, so I'm just going to go around and just do one circle, but again, you're going around in this section quite a few times, not only with the larger circle, but then with the smaller circles, which is ones I'm doing now.
Do you divvy it up so you know how many you need? Or is that larger one do that outside one?
Yeah, so the outer side one is one layer.
Is your 16?
You cut 16 and go all the way around, and then your smaller layer is 12, and again it's a single round.
I have a stock warning for this colourway. 13 of you have it in your basket.
Oh wow.
So if everybody checks out, 2 people are going to miss out.
Oh
and
no.
That makes me sad. We've bought you as much quantity as we possibly could. We didn't have any other felt left over after this one. So
We've raided the felt stash.
There is a felt shortage after this, yes. So if you do want this, please do check out your basket. 13 of you, it's a little bit of a race. You've still got an opportunity, don't get me wrong. But if everybody that has it in your basket checks out, then there will be 2 people that miss out. But if you haven't put it in your basket and you still want it, if you quickly check out. Just quickly check out. Yeah. It's fastest finger wins. Or give us a call, 0800 112 4433. It's free to do so.
And they are lovely. So yeah, I think the only difficulty with this project really is once you start getting into, I mean, I'm only just doing that single layer, but once I've got the bigger circles in and then I'm trying to get in again with the smaller ones, it gets quite cramped in there. But you know, it's about luring the bees in, isn't it? You want to lure them in.
Do you need, yeah. Or your frogs.
Or your frogs.
Now, the details in now are for the sorrel, which is that beautiful soft green. Ever so pretty. Really pretty. It is a great one for spring and summer, says Producer Paul, and I think he's completely right. Well, he says he's rarely wrong, but, you know.
He's very rarely wrong. Right, I'm just going to tie off because I'm running out of thread.
Okay.
I'm just going to finish off those last ones, and then I'll show you the last different type of flower. So you're getting 3 different floral techniques here. So once you've done your project, you know how to do this.
You could adapt this for an amazing fascinator or something if you've got a wedding.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I've got a wedding to go to in the beginning of June, and I was just thinking the other day I needed to sort me out a little fascinator or something.
I've got a wedding next weekend.
Have you? Are you all fascinated up?
I'm not fascinated up, no. I don't normally wear fascinators, actually.
You going for a hat?
Should I wear a hat?
Yes, it's a wedding.
All right, I'll have a think about it.
Okay, good.
The thing is, they normally just end up coming off, don't they?
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
I've got a christening this weekend, and then a wedding the weekend after. I'm out and about.
Busy.
I'm out and about.
Out.
Although I've got to cook for 50 people. Ooh. So any ideas, guys, would be great.
Yeah.
Let me know
Fish and chips.
No, I've got to cook it.
Oh, you've got to cook it.
Yeah. So cheap and cheerful, but
chili con carne and jacket potatoes.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Just a big vat.
Big vat.
And then it can be done. It can be done beforehand. You just got to heat it up.
Yeah, I was thinking that. I was thinking of veggie curry as well.
Yeah, we could have one of each.
Veggie curry with like dozers. Ooh.
With what?
Dozers. They're really, dozers are like,
dozer?
they're like really, they're really like light, like kind of pancakey rolls that you eat. So almost like a bread like you have with naan, but it's lighter.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, I do love a good curry, but
Oh,
I've never tried
I'm
a
so
dozer.
hungry. My belly's proper rumbling. So if you can hear it, I can only apologise. Right, we're coming up to the last few now.
Very nice.
It looks
Very
so
nice. Good. Yeah. It's a happy project. Very happy project.
It does, it just fills me with joy.
And I like a project where you learn and you then got this as something that you can then use in other projects. Fabulous. Fabulous. And if you want extra felt because you want to make this into a sunflower or you want to make the poppy into a poppy, the red one into a poppy or whatever, look on the website, we've got other felts on there. So you can always, you know, add those in. Director Tim says, could you make this into a daffodil?
Yeah.
I think from a mouthful of felt, I think that was a yes from Jen there.
So the technique I'm using is when you're sewing one petal on, prepare the other petal in the mouth, and then you can get speedy then.
It's all about time.
It's all about the time.
So welcome this morning. Lots of you new coming in today. Then welcome. If you are new today, then do get in touch. We'd love to hear from you. And that's the nice thing, isn't it, about this channel? Really, we do have lots of people that message in generally, and it's lovely to hear from you.
It's a fantastic community.
Yeah, absolutely. Who's just messaged in? June. Oh, June's getting back again. She says, hello. Yeah, you got the yellow cushion kit and the AB crystals.
Ooh.
Can't wait. Nice. June, your gardens are a little ahead than we are up here. I know because my mum and dad are East Sussex.
Oh.
And when they come up, they're like, yeah, no, we're a couple of weeks behind up in the Midlands, whereas you're ahead. June, you're ahead. This is looking good. We've got 10 minutes.
No problem.
Keep going.
Keep
going. This is looking good.
So we've got technique number 1, which is the petals, folding
Yeah.
and then stitching them in the round.
Yeah.
Technique 2, which is taking circles and quartering them and then stitching them on. Technique number 3.
There's another one.
There is another technique to learn. So there is a pattern piece for this one. It's just a strip of felt. Now, because it's 60 centimetres, the pattern piece is just a little bit too long for the length of your felt.
We need to add it on.
So what I've did, you can probably tell by the fold lines, is I actually cut it out on the bias, and then you'll get it on bar 1 inch. But because this felt is really substantial, it's not a fine felt, it's plush, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's not going to affect your pattern, so don't worry. So just to give you the heads up, the pattern piece doesn't fit on normally as it would do, so ignore the grain line, not that there really is one in felt, and I put it on the bias, so I went 45 degrees and it fitted on bar 1/4.
A smidge.
A smidge, but it's thick enough to, trust me, once you've got your 16 large circles and your 12 smaller circles in, you'd probably have to trim back anyway.
Oh, okay.
Because it's so plush.
So we just saved you that.
Yeah, we've saved you. So just so you know, that's how you would put your pattern piece in. So you've not done anything wrong, okay? So the first thing we're going to do is fold our fabric in half, like so, and then we're going to stitch down the length of it.
Right.
This
is where it becomes a daffodil in Director Tim's head.
A daffodil?
He just wants to do that and stitch that in a circle in the middle. So he's got like the trumpety bit.
A trumpety bit. Oh, that'd be nice. Oh, that's actually a really good idea. I'm just having an idea now. What I was going to say is, if you wanted to take it up one, then you could change the felt colour in the centre, and it could be a daisy.
Could
put
be.
a white in, couldn't you?
Could
sorry,
be.
white on the outside
Or
and yellow on the
pink one.
inside. Oh.
If you're after black felt, here you go. £10.99 for your 3 sheets of 60 by 60 Trimmets wool felt in black. And then you could really make that into a beautiful poppy. We started growing them in the greenhouse.
Have you?
Yeah. So thank you, Alison, for those seeds. They're all coming up. Broccoli's going for it.
Ooh, I love broccoli.
My broccoli, my rocket, and my cucumber.
Okay, so we've got
tomato is a little slow.
Oh, hurry up, tomato.
Come on.
Okay, so there's my lovely strip of my from the pattern piece. So all we're literally doing now is cutting.
What?
into that strip. So just don't cut your
Self.
one, cut yourself, or two, yeah, we had a little accident this morning, didn't we?
This morning.
So you don't have to go too close to the stitch marks, but close enough so you get that nice fluting.
Fluting?
A little fluting.
Sorry, Tim just said those scissors sound good. You know when scissors have got a good snip on them? They've got a good snip.
They've got a great snip on them.
And that's what you want, is a pair of scissors that are going to cut right to the edge.
Yeah. I could go in with my snips, but I just like using the big ones.
No, get those big ones out.
Right, we're done. So, what we're doing now,
yes.
I'm probably actually going to get some more thread on. Get some more thread on. Right, so we're going to be rolling, once I get my needle threaded, that is, there we go. Rolling that length of fabric around itself.
Right.
Right. Oh! Okay.
Like a fruit roll-up.
I was thinking more of, what are they called now? Is it a jam roll?
Jam
Swish
roll.
Swish roll.
Yes. Or an Arctic roll if you've got the ice cream version.
Oh, I used to love Arctic roll as a kid.
School dinners.
Can you? I don't think you can get them anymore.
I don't know. Oh, yes, you can, says Director Tim. He's clearly an Arctic roll
Really?
fan. Yes.
Where'd you get them from? Talk to me later. Talk to me later. Okay, so I've secured my thread to the very start of it, okay? And then I'm going to roll and stitch through, but I'm not going to do this on every roll, okay? Just the first couple of rolls, because there's no way you're going to get your thread needle through all that layers. So it's this part now that I'm going to start working through. So I'm just going to roll once. Oh. Actually, I'm going to have the roll on your side, be easier then.
Roll away.
Roll away. Okay.
Can you just catch the edges? Is that all you're doing as you roll, so that you just...
Yeah, you want to try and get through as much of the felt as possible.
Okay.
So what I started doing after a while is just going through the corner. So this part here, I wouldn't start, because you can see it's almost filling up my complete needle anyway. Yeah. So I started going in at the diagonal like that.
Okay.
So you've already secured the central point already.
Yeah.
So you just got to be careful that you're just not catching your petals as you roll round.
Nice.
And you're almost doing a back stitch as you go.
Okay. This is going to be super plush in the middle.
Oh, super plush. And see what I mean about how, I've only done a couple of rolls so far, but look how plush it's looking already.
Yeah.
So
that's going on my fascinator.
Oh, yes. Lovely.
Not that one, obviously, I'll let you put that on the cushion.
Okay, so again, this is a nice one to do in the garden.
It is, isn't it? It's nice and right. Maybe save your gin and tonic till after you've done this bit.
Oh no, you can easily do a gin and tonic while you're doing this.
You reckon?
Yeah. No
you can sew and gin, can you?
Totally. I like to think I get better.
Really?
Or I just don't care as much. I've not quite figured out which one it is yet, to be honest. So you can see I'm just going around and just working into the sort of corners of the circle now. Rather than trying to go through the whole thing, that's just going to be absolutely impossible.
Yeah.
You know you've secured that centre bit because you did quite a few stitches. So these ones, you're just going through a couple of layers in the neighbouring rotation.
Nice.
All right.
Very nice.
Okay, so I'll just keep going until these threads run out, and then we might need to just trip, and then I can just show you how to get it on to the cushion. How are we doing on time?
About 4 minutes.
Oh, we've got plenty of time.
For you? Yeah. Do you know, I have a beautiful unopened bottle of gin waiting for me the other side of pregnancy. My mum, bless her, bought it for me at Christmas. And it's a really nice, I'm thinking of you, June, down in East Sussex.
Oh, delicious.
It's a Seven Sisters. It's a Sussex-made gin.
Nice.
And of course I can't have any of it. And my mum, she didn't twig as to why I wasn't drinking at Christmas. Busy mum,
well,
working tomorrow, mum.
I've got a gin substitute for you.
Have you?
I came across a non-alcoholic gin the other day.
Faux gin?
In a
fin?
In a faux gin. in a supermarket. I won't tell which one, I'll tell you off air.
Okay.
2 different types of them. One's botanical, and it is proper botanical, and the other one's a spiced one, but it's absolutely no calories, no alcohol.
Too good to be true.
And I thought, I've got to try this.
Yes.
You know, so you're not drinking real gin every night. I thought, I'll give it a go. It's like the real thing.
Really?
It's totally like the real thing, and I can't think what the name is, but I'll let you know.
About this later then.
So if you're, this is a good one for you ladies out there that are dying for that gin or tonic, but you can't.
Or even if you've just got to drive.
Well, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
So I'm just, I've finished off, I tied off. So what I'm going to do is just take that back through my flower.
So it's just going to secure it
So
in.
I've got another knot going in, and then I want to trim it back.
Okay.
So you can see I've got loads left over, so you can keep going. But what I would do, because this is super plush felt, is I would just keep checking whether you've got enough or not, because you might want to rather than sew it all up and then go, oh, I just can't get it in. Just keep giving it a little test.
That looks gorgeous. You don't actually need any more in there, do you?
No, but when you do overfill it, it does look great. Because obviously there's little gaps and bits at the moment, because obviously there would have been 2 layers of stitching.
Yeah.
But you can still get the idea of it. So all you need to do now is stitch it on.
So you stitch it on, and then can we also have a moment just to talk about how the Swarovskis go on, please?
Of course we can.
Fabulous. I love this. This is just so achievable, isn't it? It's just really lovely. Now, I've got 2 crystals left. These are the only... Oh, no, right, those are gone. Well done if you got those. Here we go. These are your AB Aurora Borealis. 48 of these in the packet. These are 6mm, and they are really rather stunning.
Lovely.
They could look like dewdrops, couldn't they? Or they can just sparkle in the middle. It's entirely up to you. Proper Swarovski too.
They're gorgeous.
Loads in your basket, please do check out there. Look at those. Absolutely stunning. My wedding bouquet was made out entirely of Swarovski crystals.
Oh, amazing.
So all of the petals were just
glistening.
So it's beautiful because they reflect and refract the light. Oh, now, so you've just shoved that in the middle, and
yeah, so what I did is I've obviously popped it into the middle of my flower.
Yeah.
Okay, now you cannot sew it in that way, okay? You definitely won't be able to get through the layers and stitch it from that side. No, because
don't forget you've got an extra layer going on.
Absolutely. So what I did is I kind of wriggled my finger to make sure that it's really connecting with the fabric underneath, okay, and I flipped it over. But then what I also did is I actually kind of teased it, so it's almost like you're darning a sock now, so I can really see the centre of that flower in, so I can feel it and I can feel the edges. So all I'm literally doing is going in and kind of teetering up to the centre. So just
it looks like those covered buns that you used to have to do for ballet classes. Yeah. Did you ever have to do those?
Yeah. I used to do ballet.
Yeah, me too, very badly. Now we've got minutes.
That's fine.
Let's stick on a Swarovski.
I'll tie off. Have you got one? I don't know if the packet's in here. Have you got one free?
Can I, or just talk us through how we're going?
Okay, so you could glue them on if you wanted to for a quick option, but obviously I'd be, unless you're very, very good with your hands, you're going to get a residue on there. So for me, the best way to get these on would be to hand sew them.
Do I need a smaller needle?
No. So it's quite a substantial hole. So again, if you're going to go back to your sort of jewellery making, because obviously this is one for all of your kit, you need to be able to get elastic through there as well. So that's how big it is. No, they're an absolute cinch. You don't need a special needle or anything like that. And I've just literally done 2 stitches and then knotted it off and then moved on. So
really, super easy.
Super easy, nothing complicated about it. So just think about it like sewing a button on, really.
Look how beautiful
cute is that?
That is. Absolutely stunning. And that's not the whole shebang. I mean, if you've done this at home.
I've broken that down. So I mean, that's pretty substantial as the demo. But remember, we had an extra layer of petals here, plus an extra layer of larger circles in here. And obviously we've got this much felt left over. So you can see that it's really compact in the centre. You're not going to see through the petals.
Luscious,
it's proper lush, but totally effective and very achievable at home.
Brilliant, brilliant. Thank you so much. Now,
you're welcome.
You are back in an hour.
I am.
With my top.
You are.
Well, actually, you're not having it. It's now mine. I've fought producer Paul for it.
You literally did.
It's mine.
It's lovely, isn't it? I can't wait to show you.
Ah! Now, I'm going to take the template plastic with me, and please may I have one of your templates as well?
Sure. There you go.
And some Swarovskis. I'll see you in an hour.
See you later.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
I love that in the yellow.
I'm gonna stay here, play with the frog for a bit.
Don't they look so different in the different colours? I know it sounds, you know, but your best way of tackling those templates is with your template plastic. It's just $2.99, but it does just make that difference. Just lay it over the top of the felt and cut around it. You don't even need to draw around it really. You can just, if you're using a pair of scissors, just to trim right. Lots of you multi-buying on this. It's one of those things, it's handy to have in your stash, and when you need it, you need it. You don't have to wait for it to arrive. So grab it now, and then you've got it in your stash. And of course, you can use it with your templates when you've got, say, a quilting book or something that's got templates in, or your Tilda toys, and you want to have those templates to keep. It's the one. Now then, and there's your template. Now, Swarovskis. These are the only ones we've got left now. We had a larger stock of these. Aurora Borealis. Oh, you do need to check out on these now. 48 of these, $6.99 for 48. It just adds that little bit of sparkle, doesn't it? You're not going to use all of them in one go. Well, you could really go to town, but you'll have plenty, 48 in there. We use about, count about 14, 10 to 14 on there. Beautiful. Now, the Sorrel Kit, let's have a look, is this one here. Are the other kits basically almost sold out? Well done. Well done. So this is the only one really that we've got left of stock. So I can't guarantee any of the other ones because you need to check out, otherwise they're gone. But please do check out. You've got a metre of your fabric there, and then you've got 3 sheets of 60 centimetre by 60 centimetre felt, and your thread, and of course your pattern. You've got 4 different patterns in there, which is fabulous. Now, after the break, we're keeping this gardening theme going on. Now we're actually able to get out in our gardens. It's all about the gardens. So next up, we've got brand new gardening themed fabrics for you. We've got bees, we've got straw hats, we've got gardening implements, we've got all sorts of goodies. And then, of course, we've whacked in a bit of cave because, you know, if we're talking bright colours, here's your man. So we've got all sorts of goodies coming out for you next hour. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back in just a few short minutes.
Join us on Facebook. Simply search for The Sewing Quarter and like our page for the latest news and more. Join us on Friday the 25th of May for a tropical treat with quilting expert Lucy Brennan. Lucy is here to demonstrate how to sew the blocks that make up our zingy pineapple quilt. We have specially created fabric bundles for this design in 5 fruity colourways. Choose from sizzling oranges, fresh greens, juicy pinks, and other bold, bright shades. Plus, Lucy will be showing us how she uses the brand new Creative Grids Pineapple Trim Tool, perfect for creating 6, 8, and 10-inch blocks with ease and accuracy. So tune in for a slice of pineapple patchwork with Lucy, Friday the 25th of May at 11 AM. Only on Sewing Quarter, Freeview Channel 78 and Sky Channel 687.
Join us on Wednesday the 23rd of May for a stroll through the Enchanted Forest with quilting expert Victoria Peat. This quilt kit may have a prickly exterior, but inside you'll find the most gorgeous forest-inspired fabric featuring hedgehogs, rabbits, flowers and toadstools. Even more magical though is the clever technique used to create the adorable applique hedgehog. With instructions to make the quilt plus a cushion, a pair of happy hedgehogs could be taking up residence in your home very soon. So tune in for an hour with Victoria and her charming woodland friends, Wednesday the 23rd of May at 9 AM, only on Sewing Quarter, Freeview Channel 78 and Sky Channel 687. Join us on Thursday the 24th of May for the return of an applique sensation, Angie Atwood's stained glass wall hanging. Angie will be showing us how to make her elegant Art Nouveau rose window, the intricately curved outlines cleverly created using strips of bias tape. We know how much you loved this design last time it came to air, so have put together a choice of 3 beautiful kits for your window. Choose from vibrant shades of red, purple and blue to create your own gorgeous stained glass effect. So tune in as Angie takes us through the patchwork window, Thursday the 24th of May at 10 AM, only on Sewing Quarter, Freeview Channel 78 and Sky Channel 687.
This Friday, we're joined by Julia Fallon, who is returning to the Sewing Quarter with her gorgeous clothing designs. Julia will start the day by demonstrating how to make a stylish Julia t-shirt and Bianca jacket. Then at 10 a.m, she'll be debuting a brand new pattern, the Miranda dress. This gorgeous dress is a real eye pleaser and is ideal for any occasion due to its beautifully elegant shape. Also new is the Celia pattern, a simple tunic top which offers a relaxed fit. The set-in sleeves end in optional deep frills, giving this top a unique edge. So join Vicky and Julia for a morning of creative clothing designs at 8 a.m. and 10 a.m, only on Sewing Quarter, Freeview Channel 78 and Sky Channel 687. Tune in on Saturday the 26th of May for an hour of modern quilting with Lucy Brennan and her Honey Bloom design. Oversized petals are created with the help of the ingenious Creative Grids Roundup tool, then scattered from the centre outwards and appliqued in place. These large-scale petals are perfect for showcasing intricately patterned fabric, and we have a choice of 3 kits, each with their own standout prints. Choose from tea rose and turquoise, ebony and lime, and raspberry and duck egg. So join us for an hour that's blooming with gorgeous fabric and clever tools. Saturday the 26th of May at 10 a.m, only on Sewing Quarter, Freeview Channel 78 and Sky Channel 687.
Brand new fabrics, welcome back. That's what we've got this hour. Some gorgeous new fabrics for you to get your hands on today. So now that we are really out in our gardens, enjoying being out there, maybe we're doing a bit of gardening, maybe you need some kneeling pads to make, or maybe you want to make some gardening implements, or maybe you just want some fabric to make your garden cushions or what have you in, we've got it for you this morning. All sorts of different ones. And what we like to do when we launch your new fabric is to give you the option to buy the whole collection in one go. That's what we like to do for you. So that's what we've done this morning. So this is your full collection, 5 half meters, so 2.5 meters of fabric. This is all 100% cotton, 44 inches selvage to selvage. This is a quilting weight, lovely weight cotton here. Oh, behave, look at the bees. So you're going to get 1/2 meter of your bees, 1/2 meter here of all of your different implements in 2 different colorways. Nice. And then all those tools that we've got in the shed. And then your sun hat. I do love a good sun hat. That's everything in your bundle, $34.49. That is your whole collection. So you can have beautiful cushions, couldn't you? All with a slightly different theme. Looking lovely. So you could get those cushions out on your garden furniture, and it will look absolutely beautiful. It's a real happy, cheery collection, this one. I like it a lot. That's everything, 1/2 meter of each of these. Let's do the bees first. So if you fancy a bit of bees, 1/2 meter, buy the 1/2 meter so you can decide how much. Maybe it's just the bees that you want. Now if you were to buy a meter, this is how it would look. That's a meter, so you'd put 2 in your unit box. And that's how much you would get for you. Look at them, they're very busy. You've got an entire hive going on here. Fab, for $6.99 per 1/2 meter. Lovely quality, cotton fabric there. 44 inches, selvage to selvage, for $6.99. Look at them. I love they've got those little trails, twirly trails, so you can see just how busy they've been. I reckon Lucy would like that too. She does, Lucy Brennan, she does love her Manchester bee, doesn't she? And actually a lovely yellow, so our Jen would like that too. Yeah. Now we're going to go through these quickly, apparently. Now, let's have a look at these. You see, this is your gardener's delight, isn't it? Look at all of these. So I have got this one. This is your dark cream, yes. So gardening, we grow everything. And that's the collection. And we certainly do here. Look, you've got everything. You've got butterflies, you've got secateurs, you've got your seeds. I do too. You've even got your little garden clogs. You've got everything. You've got your trowel in there as well. You've got your trug basket. You've got everything. Not a trug basket. What do you call those ones? That's not a trug, is it? That's barrel-y thing. You've got tulips in there. Isn't that beautiful? Beautiful. A garden bike. I'd love to have a garden bike. And your butterfly. Yeah, I did say you've got a couple of different types of butterflies in there. Very lovely. So that's it in cream. I've also got it in green. Cream and green. So maybe you just wanted contrasting colours for your cushions or whatever it is that you're making. Here we go. Does anybody else have little curtains up at their shed window? I always think it's a good idea so that people can't look in and see what you've got in there. Loads of you going for this. Well, this green one or the green one? Straight away, there's been a big surge. So please do check out. £6.99 by the half metre. Oh, look at that jug full of flowers. That's ever so pretty. Yeah. It's brilliant, isn't it? I can't get my son out of his wellies. He's gone to school in his wellies today because he loves them so much. But he does also have little garden clogs so that he can just zip outside. Generally to pick up a stick or a stone, you know. But look at this, it's lovely. It's your quintessential garden. It's everything that you want in your garden, isn't it? Absolutely fab. It's one of those things that the more you look at it, the more you see there's a lot of detail in there. Lots of you going for it, well done. First time to wear ever for us. Just beautiful, really beautiful. Now, we will recap these, but I've got lots of gorgeous gardening-y based fabrics for you today. It's that time of year, isn't it? Now, hats are next. I do love a good straw hat. Now, Gardening We Grow is the collection, and then here are your hats. We've got to look after our skin, haven't we? So those hats coming in handy. And there it is. Freddie's gone to school today in his straw hat. They're not allowed to play outside now without a sun hat. To be fair, his doesn't have a pink bow on, but, you know, could do, absolutely. He's got sort of a check bit of cotton around his. But £6.99 per half a metre. You're loving it. And it's very, very different. And very sunny. I think, you know, we've all been inspired, haven't we, by a lovely weekend with a beautiful royal wedding. We've been outside, we've been enjoying our gardens. Absolutely. Now, I love this. It's a slightly more masculine feel. Producer Paul reckons his money is on this one being the most popular. I don't know, we do love our bees and things. But if you've, especially for Father's Day, if you're making something for your dad and he's a bit of a gardener. Do you know, my granddad is in his 90s and he's still clearing his own guttering up the ladders. I'm like, Granddad, no, don't do that. But he does love to pot around his garden. So maybe you want to make a fabric sort of tote type basket or something to keep out in the shed. Or do you garden in a pinny? Does anybody do that? Oh, you haven't got a garden, Producer Paul. That makes it harder. You could have a window box, couldn't you? You could do. You've got a window. You have got a window, and then you could put all your herbs and stuff in there. Beautiful. So you've got your rake, your trowel, your watering can. When did watering cans get so expensive? I went to get a new watering can because I've sprung a leak in mine. £30 for a watering can. I was like, no, that can't be right. Can't be right. That is our brand new collection. So if you'd like it all together, then you absolutely can. So then you've got the whole shebang, the whole range. Then you can grab that. And here's what it looks like. Here it is together. 34.49, and you get a ½ metre of each of those, so that's 2.5 metres of fabric there. Lovely quilting weight cotton. Absolutely loving these new fabrics. Thank you ever so much. We hoped you would. Now, that's our brand new fabrics. This is the blue. I've never seen these cut into colourways. Now, here we've got some other colourways here. So this is 4 different fabrics in here in your aqua smitten with spring. So if you want them all, it's $27.49. But look at these pretty fabrics. Very, very lovely. So again, everything for your gardeners to like. They know we need tea breaks. They've spotted that. And then your beautiful birds going on there. And then you've also got your flowers and your daisies. We've used, I love that you've got quite a textured background with this. Ever so lovely. This is $27.49. Do you want to have a look at them in more detail? Yes, yes, yes. The birds, the birds. Well, it is. There's a robin, and then there's something else. But of course, the robin is your national bird, isn't it? The British national bird. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's about the only bird that everybody can recognise. Now, this is called Caught in the Rain. This is your Smitten with Spring range. That's generally a bank holiday, isn't it? I mean, we were very lucky with the... Yeah, no, you've got raindrops in the background there. But it's not... I was going to say it's not in your face. Well, we're indoors, aren't we? It'd be unlucky if the rain was in your face. But it's not. It's just a very pretty textured background there. You've got your bird houses. You've got your nests. You've got your birds. And again, a lovely one for garden furniture, I think. I think really lovely, or for if you've got kind of a farmhousey kitchen, or if you just love your birds. There we go. So there is that one. Now your gardening essentials is the next one. And again, it's got that lovely sort of arty feel to it. It's nice, isn't it? It's just nice and happy with your yellow in there as well. It's springtime rain, I don't mind when it's warm. That's okay. And you can stomp about in your wellies. Whereas they say there's no such thing as bad weather, just bad clothing. Got the right clothing, you can be out in any weather. So there it all is. And you've got all sorts. I am enjoying very much the teapot in there, and the fact that actually you do need to come in for a spot of tea. Beautiful. And that soft aqua background, really pretty. Spotty florals, dotty florals. Would that be this one? Now, I think this is gorgeous. This isn't any time of year fabric, isn't it? This is your Dotty Florals fabric in aqua. Again, your Smitten with Spring range. This is the whole Smitten with Spring collection here. And I just think that's incredibly pretty. Very lovely. And I like that not every single one is a daisy type flower. You've then got one which is just an outline. It's just very, very, very pretty. And a nice textured background there. All of these have got beautiful textured background. And then the last one is your spring florals. So again, this is in an aqua colour with that soft yellow. It's kind of a buttery yellow, isn't it? Is that a fern or just, well, I don't know. Yeah, it's really pretty. And you can, that's going to be able to be used throughout your stash as well. So $6.99 for your spring florals in aqua from Smitten with Spring. Hi. So maybe you are going to do your, maybe you're going to do your quilting out of it. Maybe you're going to do your outside furniture in it. Aren't they lovely? I do love that soft aqua. Ever so pretty. Big fan. A big fan, £27.49. Now, I've got this collection, but in a sort of a soft buttermilky, creamy colour. Oh, it is called Butter. So, if you would like all 4, oh, you get the little watering cans in this collection too. Fab. This is it in all 4 of them. Now you can, this has got the same yellow as you have in that aqua, if that makes sense. You know there was like the buttery highlights in the aqua. It's the same yellow. So if you wanted to buy both and mix and match, then you can absolutely do that. Because you've got that aqua in here, repeated in here. And that's the beauty of when you're buying from a range, you know that those colours are all going to mix and match together. But you've got your umbrellas up here, the beautiful watering cans there, which is repeated in this fabric here. You've got this detail here of that leaf through here. And then, oh, hang on, my teapot, teacups. There's your trowel and your fork. And I like that, this looks really comfy. I'm all for that. Okay, so individually, yes, right. I think my favourite one out of this, it's a difficult one between I'm going watering cans. I do like the watering cans. And it's big, well, it is a bit, watering cans have been uppermost in my mind. Now the background colour is butter. But I think it's just because I like a nice looking watering can. I don't want just a boring old plastic one. So that'd have been all right. But £6.99, far less expensive than an actual watering can, it turns out. £6.99 DZRW17. Hurrah. Now get in touch, let me know which is your favourite, or if you want to see anything in more detail, then you absolutely can. We can do that for you. Now the next one, can I go for the floral dot one? Because I think this is such a beautiful soft colour. If you struggle to put yellows into a project, then this is a really nice soft one. It's going to go with your pinks as well, beautifully. If you want to mix it through your aquas, you can absolutely do that. Or if you just want to work it through with a white, then you can. And because you've got a textured background there, you don't have to find that absolute yellow. So that's £6.99 per half a metre, AXRW31. Fabulous. Enjoying these. So you can get them as a bundle or you can get them by the half metre. It's entirely up to you how you want them. Now the next one, I'm going to go, here we go. And these are your florals again. These are your springtime florals with that lovely buttery coloured background. Did you used to do that thing with buttercups to check if you like butter? You'd put it on your chin. £6.99 SORW42. And there it is. This is non-directional as well. So whatever way around you want to use it, you absolutely can. Always handy to have in your stash, aren't they? And then this one. I do think this is a fun one. And it's got that kind of sketched sort of painted arty feel to it. It's lovely, isn't it? Really lovely. Producer Paul said, yeah, he really likes that one. Do you want to see it in all its glory? Now, we have each of these available by the half metre. So if you put, say, 2 in your units, then you would end up with a metre, and this is how much you would end up with. It's entirely how much up to you how much you want to buy. Love it. Oh, you've got a bee in there. I've just spotted the bee. Fab. And your books and your teapot. Your flowers in your kettle. Nice. I do like that. Very, very much. So £6.99 per half a metre. Pop it in your stash for all those keen gardeners out there. Now we've got other fabrics by the half metre which we'll go through. We've kept it gardening themed for you this morning. So we've got some William Morris in here. Oh, I've got all sorts. I've got some Tilda, I've got some William Morris. Basically, if it's a floral, I've got it, which is rather fab. Right. Let me see, I've got 2 William Morris in here, have I? Here, oh, no, midway. Oh, nice. Oh, now, I've only got 15 units of this. When it's gone, it's gone. This is from his latest collection. This is from the Merton range, named after one, not Paul Merton, no, named after one of the houses that he used to own. Really beautiful. Now only 7 meters of this in stock. You've got that beautiful aqua and that soft brown. Lots of you adding this to your basket. Please check out. That's the only way you're going to get it. I absolutely adore this. Absolutely adore this. Now, of course, William Morris, we're taking the graphics out just because that's going to sell. It's going to go. William Morris, he decided that actually he didn't like the mass-produced furniture and everything, so he decided he's going to make furniture of a high standard, fabrics of a high standard. That's what he did. Did you know, producer Paul, that you know the birds that you get in the William Morris fabric, like the strawberry thief? He didn't draw them. He was the strawberry thief, yeah. He wasn't very good at drawing them. Oh, I've only got oh, I'll have that on there. I do love this one. I think out of the Merton range, this is my favourite of the fabrics. I know you like the snakehead, don't you, producer Paul? But I love this one. I just think this is stunning. I would have curtains out of this. And I just think they are exquisite. So £7.99. I've only got a metre. If you want it, pop it in your basket, check it out. And you've got that lovely, I don't know how a black can be soft, but it is in this. And then contrasted with the taupe and the creams. That's going to sell out. Please check out your baskets. So that was my little snippet of William Morris chrysanthemums. Good job I don't have a lot of that because I can't say chrysanthemums very well. Right. Let's have a look at what else is in my pile of fabrics. Tilda? Yeah. Now this is from the Bouquet Flower. Oh, well, it's called Bouquet Flower. It's from the Lemon Tree range. And it's a little bit unusual. Which colour do you want to go for? Do you want to go for the dove? Here we go. Look at this. Now, I think this has got a bit of a 70s vibe to it, which is very unusual for you, Tilda, but you've still got those beautiful colours that you can mix through. If you've got Tilda in your stash, you've still got those pinks, the tealy tones in there, and any of the blues, that deep blue that we often see in her range, and the greens. So you've still got those with a hit of ginger, because occasionally she'll throw in a bit of ginger. So it's a very good for you. No, not that sort of ginger, the colour. £7.99, DRGQ13 for your Bouquet Flower. That's the dove. So the dove colour is that background colour. I've also got it in red. But I've only got 6 meters of it in red. With the Tilda fabrics, we don't restock them. When they're gone, because she'll have moved on to her next design range, and we move with her. But we wanted to keep that floral theme for you today, and I know a lot of you love Tilda. It's not just me. Loving it, loving it. That warm red background, those cool teals, lovely warm pinks. And again, lovely to mix through your fabrics there. So popping that in your basket, £7.99 per half a metre, and that's from the Lemon Tree range. That was her penultimate collection. Beautiful. Now, the Enchanted Garden next. Let's have a look there. So they're my 2 tildes. That's all I've got in terms of tilde today. Now then, 1, 2, 3. Oh, can I go with this one? Please. It's the hedgehog one. Can we do the hedgehog one? Can we? Can we? It doesn't have any colour on it apart from your grey and your cream. Got it? Got it? Got it? Look at this. I've just got to try and... I've never seen it, so I'm absolutely loving this. We've got a hedgehog quilt tomorrow. Oh, you've got to wait until you see that. That's with Victoria Peak. But look at the hedgehogs. So sometimes simplicity, absolutely. It's multi-directional, don't worry. So look at those. You've got your butterflies, your snails, your hedgehogs, your birds. You do have different coloured hedgehogs going on there. Maybe it's a daytime and a nighttime one. Yeah, it's like the negative of them. Or the positive, depending on which way around you look at it. Oh, do you know what? Isn't that beautiful? Great cushion, great bag as well. And if you bought your fabric pens the other day, you could just colour in the odd little butterfly or something, just have a little snippet. It's great. It's a really nice, neutral, fun one. It's only been on once before. It's $5.99 per half metre. It's from the Enchanted Garden range. Yeah, I would be tempted to colour in the odd butterfly here and there. So just a really lovely, sometimes simplicity absolutely rules. A lot of you adding that into your basket, please do check it out. I do have 2 more from this range, so stay with us because I've got a couple more from that range, which I will show you now. Right, let's have a look at the darker one. So I've got a grey one, which is going to contrast beautifully with this. I can't fold these fabrics. So you can mix and match these however you like, but if I just hold that up so that you can see, there you go, how those colours work together. Here we go. So this is again from the same range. So you've got that same artwork. That's what your half metre is going to look like. And you've got some lovely sort of limey greens in there, some nice denim blues almost through there as well. Really beautiful, but that same arty effect. So those flowers, those leaves, really gorgeous in there. For $5.99 per half a metre. So if you want, and again, it's not a solid grey background there, so it's softer somehow. First time we bought this collection to wear, this was the most popular, says Producible, who's got all of the facts and figures. So if you missed this before, or if you've never seen it, I've never seen it until today. It's looking good, isn't it? Really loving that. We will recap that, don't worry. So I don't want anybody missing out. Because maybe you've just joined us, you know, maybe you've been off doing something else this morning, like walking the dog or something. I've only got 7 metres left of this. Oh, look, you got hedgehogs in this one. And a little splash of colour. If you want it by the metre, to get a metre, you'd put 2 in your units, and that's how much you'd get. A lovely pattern repeat in this one. Now, is that a big leaf or a tree? See, either that's a big butterfly or it's a big leaf. Is one a tree and one a leaf? I don't know, look, it's garden themed. I like the snail. I'm enjoying the snails. Now the artwork is lovely, sketched pencil type. A little Nordic, yes, I would agree with you there, Producer Paul. But again, I've got 7 metres of this. The colourways, of course, work completely with the grey that I've just showed you and the hedgehog and snail fabric that I showed you before that. We will mix and match later if there's still some left. I do need to put that proviso in. But can I just show you very quickly, if you wanted to, this is how they look. So you see you've got those colours, you do have those colours coming through. So it just picks out those greens and blues. Nice. I've got 2 more fabrics by the ½ meter. Then we're going to go look at some Cave. I don't feel like I've had a proper rummage through on our latest Cave. So you're going to rummage with me. The green daisy and floral, that's an awful job of folding there. Don't look at that. Don't look at that. We'll have a look at it in a minute. Oh, now these 2. I've got this one in blue, one in green. This is the same pattern for each. But look at the price, $3.99 per ½ meter. Now we've used this for dressmaking and all sorts. So it's kind of got that botanical sketch look going on. 44 inches selvage to selvage in that lovely soft sage. $3.99 per ½ meter. So maybe you're going, you want your garden cushions out of this. You can make other things, by the way. I'm just a little bit obsessed with being in the garden. So 112 centimeters wide, that's your 44 inches selvage to selvage. And again, that's cotton. I've only got 2 meters of the blue. It's kind of a denim-y blue. I do like this. We wanted to give you the opportunity. We've had this on dressmaking shows, and it's been lovely. But it's a quilting weight cotton, just $3.99 per ½ meter. This is one of my favorite tones of blue. It's a beautiful one to wear. It's a beautiful one to have around the house. It's just the simplicity of 2 colors. Gorgeous. That is going to sell out. Do I need to put that in my trolley so I don't come to it again? Well done if you managed to get it. You've still got opportunity to get it, but it will probably sell out by the time that we come around to recap, like the William Morris. Oh, we're off. We're off, we're off. Let's have, ooh. Cave. Gorgeous, right. Let's move these out of the way so that we can get on here. Now, I'm going to open some of these out because, quite frankly, they're gorgeous. This is your fat quarter size. Look at that. I would put money on that being a Brandon Mabley design with Cave. Fabulous. So when these collections come together from Cave, he calls them the 3 Musketeers. I've told you this before, but if you've not heard, this is how he works. So there's himself, Brandon Mabley, and there's Philip Jacobs, and they work beautifully together. So I'm pretty sure that's going to be a Brandon one. That's a Philip Jacobs. And Cave sorts the colour. Cave will also design his own fabrics as well. But then you've got different styles. You've got quite an eclectic mix. But Cave brings all that colourway together. Absolutely stunning. Now you are going to get 10 fat quarters in here. I don't know if I've got tents. It will be a tense moment. I don't think that's the one that you've got there, Produce Paul. I've got tents in here. Let's have a look at these tents. Do you want to see these tents? There you go. Now, this is your brights. Okay, this is the correct one now that I'm getting you details up on the screen. Ooh, look at that. Sometimes it's difficult to see which one's which. Look at that. So apologies there from Producer Paul. He says, sorry, you got the wrong one. Easily done. Easily done with Cave. Oh, yeah. Look at those. Love, love, love it. So you've got deep pinks in here. You've got those bright blues, those yellows. Look at all of these pastel shades that you've got. I don't know about you, but when I flick through a Cave book, I feel really drawn to the lighter patterns and colours that he's got. It's not very often, but sometimes he'll do an entire quilt out of these colourways, and they're just exquisite. I love these. Are these angelfish? I think. Beautiful. Clownfish, but in different colours down there. There are seahorses. Look, I've got a little seahorse face coming through there. He's on a squiff. He's defying gravity. It's all good. And then you get your leaves up here, your Philip Jacobs there. Just exquisite, your beautiful cave going on there. Love it, love it, love it. And those tents along there, just exquisite. What are you going to make with it? That is the biggest decision. Now, I've got 2 sets of brights for you this morning. This is one of them. The next one is like the next tone down, which is the first details that you had on your screen. So apologies for that. It was a little accident there. A little whoopsie-doo from Paul there. He says he's rarely wrong, but occasionally human error creeps in. Right, let's have a look at these. Ooh. Check these out. Yeah. Yeah. Producer Paul says these are colours you might have never even known about. Got all the colour. Just look at those. Beautiful. Now in this one you get a few more patterns. Yeah, nice, isn't it? But you're always going to get your C's. Look at the lips on that. It's like a punk. Dee, 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 dee. That's a pretty one. Ooh, look at this one. Yeah, no, I found, look at that. Very pretty indeed. But then look, oh, oh, oh. Gorgeous. And then your favourite, the pomegranates. Isn't that beautiful? Yeah. Yeah, I've got to open this one out. I want to see. Look at this. Ah, oh, that's a thing of beauty. Look at that. Just exquisite. Aren't the colours fab? Oh, you're going to have to start checking out which one? This one? Both of them. Oh, both the brights. You're loving the brights this morning. Producer Paul, I want to open out this one too because I haven't seen this one. Sorry, I just... Look at that. That has John's shirt written all over it. Well, obviously not actually written on it, but I could see him in a shirt like that. It'd be gorgeous. Although he's off to London, isn't he, to go and buy himself some new shirts. Yeah. Love these. Which is your favourite, Producer Paul? Have you got a favourite out of these? No, he's not listening. No favourites? Is yours the pomegranate favourites? Yes. Now, the dark, over to the dark side. We say dark. You still got all the colours. Okay. Right. Right, I've got... Let's have a little look at these and then I'll open some up. I've got all sorts in here. Now, I don't have many of these in stock, so please do check these out. Oh, look at this one. I'm going to put that down the side there. Look at that. Oh, is that the one you call the giraffe print? Ah, which is Paul said, have you got the giraffe print? I was like, I don't know what you're talking about. What's that? Oh, yes. So we have got in here a lovely variety. You've still got so much colour in here. It's just a darker colourway. That's all. You've got your spots in there. You've got that gorgeous one there. And is that the same but just a different colour? Yeah, kind of. Gosh, doesn't it look different? It looks kind of underwater corally there, doesn't it? But it looks like an animal print there. Clever. So clever. And then look at the detail in here from the Philip Jacob one. Beautiful. Now our last option for you is another dark. Now you can mix any of these colorways through. That is the joy of Kaffe. Once you've got all the color, it doesn't matter what colors you mix through because all the colors are there. Now I've only got 8 of the next one left, so if you want those, do come in. I'm loving these because I haven't had a proper good rummage through these, so I'm really enjoying discovering these. And I think it is, when you buy Kaffe, it is an absolute discovery. But please do check out your baskets. I don't want anybody missing out. Here are your tents. And they're gorgeous. And your fish. Do you like the fish with the dark background? Does it make you feel like you've got a little bit? Look at these. Check out, check out. It's having that bravery to go for such an eclectic mix of design, isn't it? That's what I really love with Kaffe. He just goes for it. Look at these. And then, oh yes. Beautiful. And this is, you know, you're never wrong with Kaffe because no matter how you do it, it's going to be fab. Look at those. That's rather lovely. I like the background detail in that one. It's really pretty. And then you've just got there you go. $42.99. You're getting 10 fat quarters in there. Absolutely love it. Oh, bye-bye, Kaffe. My brand new collection, super, super popular today. This is the whole bundle for you together this morning. 5.5 meters, all gardening themed. So if you have an avid gardener in your life, if you are the avid gardener, if you just need some new outdoor cushions. Sonia, our Son. Hello, Sonia. She says, morning, Tash. Gorgeously bright garden fabrics. Do love our Son. Good morning, our Son. Thank you ever so much for watching this morning. Nice to hear from you. We're going to recap them. So, most popular, is the bees. Let's have a look at the bees. We do have a bit of a love affair with bees at the moment, don't we? Because we need them. I did not have a love affair with the enormous hornet that I found in my conservatory the other day. It was huge. Look at these. So if you're going for a metre, and you can get this by the metre as well, or if you just want the whole shebang, then you can buy the whole collection. But this is, oh, someone's bought 4 meters. What do you, if that was you, can I be really nosy and ask what you're going to make with it? 4 meters? Let us know. A seat cover, yeah, for your outdoors, be lovely. Or if you get your Odie coat out, you could make those kneeling pads for your gardening, couldn't you? So if you're after this today, hang on, producer Paul says that we haven't wafted in a while. But look, it does. There you go. It's 100% cotton. It's a lovely weight for your quilting for those sort of crafty type things where you want something that isn't, you know, this isn't your lawn cotton. This isn't your super, super fine cotton. This is a good weight. Next most popular out of the brand new ones, or of the hour, we're going by hour, yep, is Everything We Grow in Green. It's this one. I like this because you don't often get a green like this as a background. It's a really cheery, happy one, isn't it? And being outside makes us happy, especially when it's lovely and sunny. So brand new in today, everything you need for your garden. I love those butterflies. This makes me wish I knew more about my butterflies. It's a great green, isn't it? But it's not a solid green. It's a soft, there's detail in that green. The detail is almost, it's like leaves in there. So it's sort of, yeah, it's almost sort of leafy, flowery bits. Yeah, your Treasury of Gardening book there. Very nice. You've got your garden clogs, your garden wellies. You've got your peas. Oh, no, see, if you grow peas, you've got to have canes and things, haven't you, to grow them up. I like the wheelbarrow, not the wheelbarrow, the sort of tricycle-y thing. We sad day in our house yesterday. The downstairs toilet was ripped out. The 1950s pink toilet went, and part of me did think, should I just keep it and put it in a corner of the garden and have things growing out the top of it? It was one of those things that when we moved in, I was like, oh, that's very 1950s, but it's grown on me, and I'm a little bit sad to see it go. Right, okay. Next one, let's go for the one on the cream background. So fabulous if you want to have, you know, contrast. There they are. So $6.99 per half a metre here. UWBF 53 is your code. And again, multi-directional, whichever way up, you're going to find something to look at that's the right way up. We've got your birdhouse the right way out there, and your gardening clogs. They're so handy, aren't they, gardening clogs? Just slip them on and out you go. Go and take the bins out in them, can't you, and collect the milk. There we go. Do check out the baskets. Let's make sure that you're not missing out on these this morning. They are brand new today. It's our lovely new gardening collection, because we know that a lot of you are avid gardeners. It did make me laugh, because a lot of you know that I do the mowing in our household, and I love a straight line. And of course, just one of you did put up a brilliant post on our fan page. Thank you for tagging me in that, which was when quilters do mowing, and they'd mowed in all different sorts of patterns. Now, Chelsea Garden starts today, Chelsea Flower Show. I bet there's going to be a straw hat or two there. $6.99, LBGF 02. So $6.99 per half a minute, brand new in today. We are a gardening sort of lot, aren't we? We do like our gardens. This feels very National Trust-like, doesn't it? I could imagine going into one of the shops at the National Trust houses and finding things made out of this. But you are going to have to start checking out, please. $6.99 SNBF 46. Yeah. Oh, you've even got one of those floofy things that you chill out your bees with. I don't know. That's not a technical name, is it? Who knows their bees? The smoker. It's like the smoker, and the bees just kind of go whoosh. Yeah. There we go. They are the brand new collection. So if you want the whole collection, here it is. And a half a metre of each of those. So 2.5 metres of fabric there. And that is brand new in today. Fabulous. Loving it. Please do check out your baskets for that. Now let's have a look at the aquas. Oh, it is called a smoker. Oh, that's all right then, isn't it? Now, if you'd like all of these aquas together, you are getting 2 metres then, because it's a half a metre of each. And here they are, $27.49, a half metre of each of these, and this beautiful aqua with that soft butter yellow coming through in there as well. You've got your just your pattern florals there, and kind of your ditzy, all sorts in there. Let's have a look at these in detail. Let's have a look here. So you've got your wellies, your galoshes, your umbrellas. This is your true British garden, isn't it? Let's be honest. Yeah, British summer. Welcome. So this is your Chelsea Flower Show starting up today. We've given you a homage to your garden with our beautiful fabrics today. $6.99 per half a metre. But do let us know. I know that one of you's bought 4 metres of the bees. And I'd love to know what you're planning. And of course, it's a surprise. Never put anything up that's going to be a surprise, because I'm rubbish. I will generally spill the beans by accident. Here we go. So if it's a gift for someone, don't tell me what it is, because I will say. Not intentionally, just here we go. This is your Caught in the Rain with your bird houses and your birds and your nests. Lots of you going for this one. Have you got bird houses in your garden at home? How many do you have? Do you just have one, or do you have a few dotted around the place? There we go. You've got an albino chicken that lives on the roof next door? Oh, pigeon! I was going to say, don't know what an albino chicken is. Oh, I'm sure there's a type. I've got a Sussex chicken and she's white. She's very pretty. Now, here we go. This is your spring florals. Multi-directional, again, really handy to have. Use it as a mixer, use it as a blender. That's not a solid background there, so you can afford to go and mix this through with other teals, and it doesn't have to be the exact colour because you've got all those different tones through there. $6.99. You've also got your leaves, your ferns, your flowers. That soft, soft, buttery yellow coming through. Beautiful. Beautiful. Then the last one. And lovely original artwork as well, which I really like with this. Here are your dusty florals. You see, I think any garden centre that you go to, you're going to see things like that. My husband and I did look at each other on the Sunday when we went to the garden centre, and he said, we looked at each other and said, are we grown-ups now? Because, you know, we've got excited that there's a coffee shop at the garden centre. I like a good coffee shop at the garden centre. But you see lots of things made out of this type of fabric in there. And they're pricey, you know. So if you can make your own, so much the better. Now, that's the whole collection there in your aquas. I've got it in your yellows as well. And the yellows have got those fabulous watering cans in too. Here we go. If you want all four, here they are. Oh, I didn't fold them very well, did I? But look, watering cans, flowers, your spotty ones, and then your Anytime British Garden, as I will now like to call it. I'm going to go for the Anytime British Garden. I don't think that we need to just pigeonhole that into springtime. Because it's got that rain. We were meant to have a thunderstorm yesterday. That never happened. I was disappointed. I like a good thunderstorm. $6.99 per half a metre. IQRW 65. Fab. Very, very popular. I just love that kettle. There's nothing better than a good cup of tea when you're coming from the garden. Lovely. Nothing better. Unless you got cake as well. Let's have a look at these watering cans. Here you go. Is this the most out of the yellows? Yeah, you see, I do love those watering cans. That soft grey and that buttery yellow, beautiful. $6.99, DZRW 17. Fabulous, loving that. Gosh, we're nearly out of time. Where's this hour gone? And then I also have, I think this would make a very pretty little summer dress. There it is. It is a very soft yellow. I think this is lovely in anybody's stash. You've got that white, you've got that gentle aqua, and that soft butter. And then the last buttery one that I've got for you is here. There we go. And again, multi-directional with your spring florals. It's $6.99 per half a metre. SORW42 is your code there. It's all about the gardens today. Fab. Right. I've got a couple of minutes left, so let's have a look at the Enchanted Gardens. I'm going to start with this one because I didn't fold it up very well, if I'm honest. That's the only reason I'm going with this one. Here we go. If you go for 1 metre of this, so there we go. Half of the stock has gone of this, so you are going to have to be quick. It's only been on air once before today. You've got your hedgehogs, your snails, your flowers, your butterflies, and you've got those lovely little hints of colour, which go very nicely with my next fabric that I'm going to show you, which is, I think this is, can't decide if it's my favourite or not. Okay. But I do love that you've got that soft grey. Oh, this one. Oh, this is my favourite. I thought it was going to be the grey, but no, it's this one. And I do absolutely adore this. And everyone's agreeing you're going for it. This has been on once before. So we've got those lovely outlines of your hedgehogs, your snails, your leaves, your butterflies. Everything we love in our garden. I love snails. I don't know if I'm weird about that, but I do love a snail. It's the shell. They're so pretty, the shells. It's that Fibonacci spiral, isn't it? It's just beautiful. And then you've got your leaves. Very lovely one. Please do check out on everything this hour. It's been busy, busy, busy. Busy, busy, busy. Talking of busy, 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 Jennifer's just come in. She's always busy, busy. Do you want my top back? It's for next hour. And then this one here. So if you are going for the full range here, let me just show you those together. Because if you are going, then you've got this one, which is just your grey and your cream, lovely soft colours. And then if you want to just start to pick up a hint of colour, you've got that one. And then if you want to have your contrast, you've got this one, which is fab, with all those colours in, all from the same range. So that's $5.99 for your Enchanted Garden flowers, with the blues and the greens. That's a chartreuse colour, that is. Yeah. Now, if you're after the Quilting collection, the bundle behind me, oh, and that, yeah, there. I was thinking, there's a quilt behind me. Then they're the details. If you're after that, it's there. I'm landing planes, aren't I? Woo, woo, woo. See you in a minute. Follow us on Pinterest. Search for our Sewing Quarter page and follow us to discover sewing work we create and love. Join us on Thursday the 24th of May for the return of an applique sensation, Angie Atwood's stained glass wall hanging. Angie will be showing us how to make her elegant Art Nouveau rose window, the intricately curved outlines cleverly created using strips of bias tape. We know how much you loved this design last time it came to air, so have put together a choice of 3 beautiful kits for your window. Choose from vibrant shades of red, purple and blue to create your own gorgeous stained glass effect. So tune in as Angie takes us through the patchwork window, Thursday the 24th of May at 10 AM, only on Sewing Quarter, Freeview Channel 78 and Sky Channel 687. Join us on Wednesday the 23rd of May for a stroll through the enchanted forest with quilting expert Victoria Peat. This quilt kit may have a prickly exterior, but inside you'll find the most gorgeous forest-inspired fabric featuring hedgehogs, rabbits, flowers and toadstools. Even more magical though is the clever technique used to create the adorable applique hedgehog. With instructions to make the quilt plus a cushion, a pair of happy hedgehogs could be taking up residence in your home very soon. So tune in for an hour with Victoria and her charming woodland friends, Wednesday the 23rd of May at 9 AM, only on Sewing Quarter, Freeview Channel 78 and Sky Channel 687.
This Friday, we're joined by Julia Fallon, who is returning to the Sewing Quarter with her gorgeous clothing designs. Julia will start the day by demonstrating how to make her stylish Julia t-shirt and Bianca jacket. Then at 10 AM, she'll be debuting a brand new pattern, the Miranda dress. This gorgeous dress is a real eye pleaser and is ideal for any occasion due to its beautifully elegant shape. Also new is the Celia pattern, a simple tunic top which offers a relaxed fit. The set-in sleeves end in optional deep frills, giving this top a unique edge. So join Vicky and Julia for a morning of creative clothing designs at 8 AM and 10 AM, only on Sewing Quarter, Freeview Channel 78 and Sky Channel 687. Tune in on Saturday the 26th of May for an hour of modern quilting with Lucy Brennan and her Honey Bloom design. Oversized petals are created with the help of the ingenious Creative Grids Roundup tool, then scattered from the centre outwards and appliqued in place. These large-scale petals are perfect for showcasing intricately patterned fabric, and we have a choice of 3 kits, each with their own standout prints. Choose from tea rose and turquoise, ebony and lime, and raspberry and duck egg. So join us for an hour that's blooming with gorgeous fabric and clever tools. Saturday the 26th of May at 10 a.m. only on Sewing Quarter, Freeview Channel 78 and Sky Channel 687.
Welcome, welcome, welcome back. Now this is our dressmaking hour for you this morning. We've got a brand new pattern and it's a cracker. Take a little look at this. So, 4 different patterns for you in here. You can do a sleeve lift shirt, you can do a kind of tunic-y dress shirt, you can do the shirt that I'm wearing today. No one's getting that back. Or you could do a dress shirt there, which I absolutely love as well. So 4 different options, 4 brand new fabrics for you. That is how this hour is looking. Now, when Jen came in this morning with this shirt, we all admired it. Most of us have tried it on this morning, to be fair. Obviously, I won because I'm the one that's actually on air. This size is 16 to 26. I do have it in another option as well. I've got 4 to 14 as well. Now, you know the drill. When you go onto the website, underneath where you can watch us live, and you look at the packets, do click onto the packets because it will give you a shot of all of those. If you want us to decipher any of that, just send us a little message. We can sort that out. Jen's got hers to hand and she's not afraid to use it. Now, the one I'm wearing, there you go. And this is the only reason I could get in it, is because there's that lovely vent at the back. Vent, not tent, as our lovely boss pointed out to me this morning. Would I fit in it? Now, this fabric is beautiful. This is a linen cotton mix. It is brand new today. It feels beautiful. It is 148 centimetres, I think, selvage to selvage. So it's that lovely wide width. I nearly said wide length. That makes no sense. But look at it. It's just such a flattering, flattering top. I'm not coming out of this. This is staying on me. Beautiful sleeve details. Lovely at the back as well. It is available by the ½ metre. Super, super flattering. Some of you will be able to do it up. I'm pregnant. But because of the vent at the back, you can. Now, this is the fabric. Let me open this up for you here. It's a beautiful fabric. Now, there we go. This is a cotton and linen mix. It's got beautiful flecks in it. Technically, this is a chambray because the weft. Oh, no, hang on a minute. It's 145 wide. We don't know what the percentage is of cotton or linen, but it's beautiful to work with, easy to iron, and very, very lovely. And it's $7.49. I've got another linen cotton mix for you. Here we go. Which is this one here is your other cotton linen mix. Oh no, well this is a linen mix actually. This is 55% linen and 45% viscose, which gives it a, there we go. Look at that. So this is brand new today. It's got that lovely large print in it. This is going to look stunning if you want to do that dress, the shirt dress. Real stunning. You could put a nice brown leather belt with that. Oh, it'd look gorgeous. Really beautiful. Now, this is brand new today, and this is your linen mix. It does really float. Let me give that a good waft around. But look how that is going to drape. So perfect for your summer holidays. It's going to be lovely and cool with those natural fibres. Very, very, and also because linen is one of your toughest fibres out there, it's going to be very hard wearing too. Wash and wear, wash and wear, wash and wear. $7.99 per half a metre. ANEL 59 is your code there. And again, all of these are your dressmaking width. They're all the wider widths on this hour for us today. Now the next two are 100% washed linen chambray. So let's go claret first. Lovely. Look at that beautiful, beautiful colour. So by the half metre, that is one of the most flattering tones. Look how warm that is. Actually, this would look really nice in a pair of trousers too, summer weight trousers. Be gorgeous. $7.99, antique linen, chambray fabric. Beautiful, beautiful. It's got a lovely weight to it, so it's just going to hang absolutely beautifully, really beautifully. Oh, yes. Now, that is 140 wide. And the last one is your antique wash, but look at this in this very beautiful, soft white. It's not a stark white, this is a beautiful white, if you know what I mean. But it's got that texture in because it's got that linen. Isn't that beautiful? It's 100% washed antique linen chambray. Gorgeous, perfect. Perfect, perfect. Available by the half metre, however much you decide you want. Beautiful. Light, lightweight, fabulous, cool for spring and summer.
Oh, yeah.
And then also when we get, what do they call it, an Indian summer. We get nice and warm in September. Hello. Welcome back.
Thanks.
You look very summery today, by the way.
Thank you.
Thank you for making me this.
You're welcome. I'll have that.
So
I love the vent in the back. That's for me, that's what it's all about. Comfort. Comfort.
Means you can
shimmy around in that.
I've shimmied. I like the sleeves.
I like to roll my sleeves up.
Because it's a permanent feature. You don't unroll them. That's it. They're there, aren't they?
I mean, you could put a buttonhole on if you wanted to and release them, but they are a 3/4 length sleeve anyway. So going back to the pattern, there is a longer sleeve version, a full length sleeve, so you can still pop your tab on if you did want to roll it back. It's entirely up to you.
I like this length because
it's nice, isn't it? It's just really comfortable, relaxed. Blouse.
Dress it up, dress it down.
Dress it up, dress it down.
You could go for sort of more jewellery here if you wanted, couldn't you? Or you could.
I quite like how you've got it. I know it sounds obviously you would want to button it up, but I quite like the released look you're wearing.
Well, it's the only option that I had.
Although it come over your boobs, all right.
Well, yeah. Not many things do, I know, but yeah, it did. Now then, you are. I'm going down. You are going with our other linen mix.
Feel that back if you like.
This is a linen cotton mix if you're going for this one. This is a linen viscose mix. 55% linen and then 45% viscose. What effect is that viscose having in this?
It makes it a little bit lighter, in my opinion.
Okay.
I think so.
Because I hadn't realised I had clumped viscose in with polyester as a man-made fibre. But viscose, yes, it's man-made, but it's out of natural fibres.
Yeah. It's the process that makes it. So there's a term for it, and it's just completely gone in my head. But it's a natural fibre, but with a man-made process that puts it in that bracket.
So it's going to breathe.
Oh yeah, totally.
Because that's the thing that I want right now.
Yeah, I think you're right about. I mean, it's going to be super cool for your summers, but then it will actually be nice and warm for you in the winters as well.
But that
like cotton always
the joy, isn't it? You see, I think so. This is something that you could layer up very easily.
Oh yeah.
So you can put little white vest tops underneath, or when it gets to winter, you could put some your longer length sort of tops
Yeah, yeah.
underneath. But
nice,
that is a
isn't it?
lovely summer holiday, cool fabric that's going to move with you, easy to take with you, nice and lightweight.
I was thinking my wrap trousers as well.
Oh, yes.
I did a wrap trouser workshop on the weekend, and when you pulled out that beautiful, like plummy colour one, I was like, oh, that's the next pair of wrap trousers for me, I think. Delicious.
Perfect for holidays because, of course, then expandable.
Delightful.
Now, what
Right.
are we making out of this
So
one today?
we're not going to make it. I'm going to focus on the big bits where if you're going to get stuck, these are the parts that you want. So I'm going to show you the wonderful pleat in the back because it's just too exquisite not
It's
to.
scrummy, isn't it?
So we've got to do that. I'm going to show you a little cheat with the yoke, which is the back panel on the back there.
Right, okay.
Okay, and then I'm going to show you this. To be fair, we're taking the dressmaking up a level with this wonderful fly placket. It's
Now,
beautiful.
If only I could
If
do
only you
this
could
up.
do it up. Basically, what that's doing is hiding all the buttons.
I'm going to do it up.
Do it.
Going in for it. I've got a vent at the
You
back.
can, you can get so far, it's just when it hits the bump. But it just covers the buttons up, and that is snazzy. That's snazzy. And it looks complicated, and it is definitely a gear up in the dressmaking terms, but hopefully I'm going to demystify that for you today. So those are the three biggie bits that I want to cover, if that's all right with you. Look at you getting all relaxed in your shirt.
I love it.
It's very Gap, isn't it? That kind of feel.
But you know, those places, and we've said sort of M&S, Gap, places like that, where you look at it where they've got a shirt for sort of 50, 60 quid, and you go, I really love it.
Yeah.
But their shirts don't fit me.
No, exactly. But then with dressmaking, you can adjust it and it will.
Nice.
Right then, so let's get cracking. So the first thing is our back piece. We can't do this unless we, can't do the yoke unless you do your back piece first, okay? So you can see that it's nice and wide. It looks probably too big when you first pull it out of the packet. You're like, oh, is that right?
I'm happy for that.
But the reason being, it's basically all in the detail that's underneath our sewing quarter at the moment. So if I bring that up, no, down even, down, there we go.
It's always the opposite way, isn't
Always
it?
the opposite way.
It's going to be.
There we go. So it's this detail here that's going to give us our big pleat in the back, and then it's going to bring it back down to size again. All right. So make sure that you're transferring these notches, and also just make a note of the directions that they're going in. Okay. And because that will help you with the pleating process.
Oh, so it says pleat it that way, fold. So we were going to pleat it across there.
So the first one is these ones moving over to my left, and then these ones moving over to my right.
Oh, I didn't spot that. Oh, yeah,
So it's not actually a box pleat, it's actually overlapping each other. Because when you first think of it, you go, oh, it's a box pleat, but it's not. It actually folds over each other. So I'm going to show you how to do that first. So I've already gone ahead and transferred.
Spin around so you can sew.
So it's a nice deep, you can see that I'm losing my fingers in that vent there. Go that way. So it comes right over. But that releases in the back then. So it's really comfortable.
It's lovely to wear, and also it allows for that movement. I'm very broad, so I was amazed I could actually get this on. But
also it's got a relaxed shoulder, so you notice when we talk about, I'm sure Paul might have covered it in his last shirt show a couple of days ago, but normally your shoulder seams and your the head of the sleeve should meet at the point of the shoulder.
Well, like yours does on yours.
Yeah, kind of, yeah. So where it kind of, I mean, this is all tablecloth, so it's kind of a weird one anyway, but it was doilies actually. But anyway, if you imagine a ruler coming up Natasha's arm, you've got that apex coming there, and then obviously you've got the apex coming off at the shoulder, so you can almost see here where it's kinking. That's where normally this sleeve head here would be up here, whereas you can see that it's got a dropped sleeve head, so it's a really relaxed feel. Yeah.
I struggle because then it's never wide enough.
No, yeah. It's a definite comfort shirt, without a doubt. It
really is.
Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is the pleats. So remember we have to bring one to the right to the left, and then one from the left to the right. So if I just lift my piece of fabric up there, I've already gone ahead and made some little marks with my water eraser pen. So I've got one here, one there, got another one there.
Oh yeah.
Another one there.
Yeah.
And then another one there.
Yes.
Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is bring that one together, like so. So I've already gone ahead and just quickly press that behind the scenes. So just to make sure they're matching up, I like to place a needle through the first tailor mark and fold back just to make sure we're in the right position. So you can see I'm about 1/2 centimetre off at the moment, so I just need to reposition that pin. So now I know I'm in the right position there and there.
Perfect.
And then obviously we've got our notches in the seam line as well, which I've made sure are matching. So I'm going to put a tack in here, so I'm just going to use a temporary stitch. So I'm going to increase my stitch length, and I'm going to leave this in throughout the whole project.
Oh, really?
Until I'm finished with it, yeah.
Is this like when they tack over your pockets?
Yeah, it's exactly that. I mean, you could just do a quick press, but I want to make sure it stays nice and crisp while I'm going through the making process.
What I'm learning with dressmaking is that you get one go at that crispness.
Yes, you very much
and once
do.
it's in, it's in.
You're in, you're in.
So to take that little extra step.
Absolutely. So that's going to stay in until we're ready to take it out. So I'm making sure that I'm folding this to this side now. Okay, and then I'm going to repeat the process with my other one. So remember, this one is from the left going through to the right. So it's overlapping that pleat that we've just created. So you can see there that it's matching up in the seam. There's the bit that we've just flapped over. So that's lying flat now. And again, we've got our little point of reference there. So I'm going to go this side because I know I'm going to do a press. So I'm pushing through that notch and that notch there, okay? So then obviously what I would do is go in with the iron and press that crease down.
Do you want the iron on?
No, I've already done it, just to make it easier for us. So then if I just fold that back.
Oh, you can already see it's there, it's in.
It's in, okay? So there's our lovely vent coming in. So there's the vent coming in, and there's the other one underneath there.
Fabulous.
Okay, so once you've done the pressing, I'm not going to do the the temporary stitch on the other side. It's just the one on the underneath because it's awkward to get to. So this one I can handle myself. So what I'm going to do now is just stitch that down, again with a temporary stitch, but this time I'm doing it within the seam allowances. So you're not going to stitch your 1.5, okay?
Okay, so smaller.
Yes, so somewhere about half a centimetre or 1 centimetre will be perfect because you're not going to see it. It's just holding that pleat down while we're going to get to the next step.
Okay, pattern is super popular. I'm not surprised. You've got 4 very versatile, different looks here, which is absolutely fab. So we've done this option down there. I like the longer length. Now you see, if I did a bit of a bigger vent in mine or just went for a larger size, that and a pair of leggings, I'd fit in that.
Oh, yeah.
Done. But then I also like that for you. I like it in the gingham. But I love this.
That's beautiful, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh, look, you know I said put it with a brown belt. I've got a lovely light brown leather, real soft leather belt.
That will work.
So back in the days when belts fit me.
Well, it's a versatile pattern, isn't it?
It is. It really is. And here we go. What I love on here is that I call it a boyfriend shirt finish.
Yes, where
do you know what I mean?
It scoops more on the back than the front.
It's you know, in movies,
yes,
when the leading lady, you know, just happens to be looking incredibly rumpled yet gorgeous in his shirt.
Always in his shirt.
I never perfected that look ever.
We'll leave it to the movie stars.
That's the type of.
It is totally.
Yeah,
totally. I was going to say something about that. If anyone has any questions about sizes and things, just get in touch and I'll help you through.
Send us a message. Also look on the website to know how much fabric that you need. The back of the packet with all of that information, that abundance of information, is on the website. So underneath, go to watch on the website. Start from the beginning. sewingquilter.com. Click on watch. Underneath where you can find us live is everything that we've had on the show today. Find the packet. Look at the pictures. Oh, look, there we are. There we are live. There it is. And then you can find your sizing and then however much you need.
Absolutely.
Hurrah.
Hurrah. Right then. So we're going to get on with our yoke now. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is attach the back piece. So then it becomes what would be your normal full shirt piece, because at the moment it's not got any shoulders in it at all. It only goes halfway up the back.
Okay.
All right, you can't skip this step, you definitely need it. So it's this pattern piece. You need 2 of those, and it is cut on the fold. Okay. Right. So again, we always talk about our dressmaking, make sure you're transferring all of your notches, all right?
2 of them?
There's 2 of them.
Is it like lined then?
Yes. So I'm going to take my first one, and I'm going to place that right sides down, making sure that my notches are matching. which they are, fabulous. And then what I'm going to do is sandwich the other side.
Like so then that's your raw seams.
All enclosed.
It's clever.
It's lovely.
Do you want the iron on for
the iron is on, it's on this side because I thought it'd be easier for you if you're sitting there.
Oh, it is
I'm
on.
already one step ahead here.
Oh.
So I'm just going to pop some pins in there because I don't want to get it wrong for you. So you're sandwiching in that back piece that you've just created the pleats on.
Jen, the fabric that I'm wearing, this fabric, these linen mixes, this is a cotton linen mix, this is a linen viscose mix. Easy to work with?
It's an absolute dream to sew, honestly. I was really, really impressed when I was sewing it up the other day. It's gorgeous to sew with.
Good.
It behaves itself, which is what I always like.
Oh,
It behaves itself.
I like that.
Okay, so I'm just reducing my stitch length down before I forget that. And I'm going to go through all 3 layers in a wanna, and it's a 1.5 seam allowance.
If I had a overlocker, would I just razz down with an overlocker
Razz it
there?
down. Yeah, you can razz it down, no problem. Okay. No problem.
Okay, so far so good.
This is super simple.
Yeah.
But I've got a little tip for the next one because normally you would sew one of the front pieces together and then hand finish the underside. But I'm going to show you a little cheat method. So you can do it all in a wanna. Okay, so there's our back piece done. So that's looking fab.
Yeah.
Like so obviously you'd want to give that a press.
Yeah.
You can even do a line of top stitching if you wanted to as well.
Nice to hold it.
Nice little finish. And that's what it looks like on the inside. So you've got that nice pop of colour on the inside as well.
Very professional.
Super professional. Okay. So now we've got that bit done. We're going to add our front pieces, which are here. Okay. So we've got right sides together. So make sure I am putting them on the right sides. So that's that one there. Like so. And then obviously this one will go that way, okay?
Yeah.
Okay, so whereas we sewed all 3 layers together here in one, in that section there, the yoke, we're not doing it on this shoulder seam, we're just doing the front of the garment with the one that it's touching as far as the yoke's concerned. So you can see I'm leaving this yoke behind, okay? So don't touch that yet. So I'm gonna stitch this down. Again, using a 1.5 seam allowance. Obviously at home, pin guys, pin, pin, pin. But for speed, I'm not going to do that.
Okay. Oh, the jeopardy of no pins.
Whoa.
Down it goes.
Okay,
how long is this going to take to make? Is this going to be something I can whiz up in a day, 2 days?
It's hard to say really because obviously everyone sews at different speeds and obviously not everyone has a day to sort of dedicate to sewing that. I think it's definitely achievable in a day, but then bearing in mind I only have a dog to interrupt me, I don't have children, I have a dedicated sewing space. So
all those things help speed up the process.
Of course it does. So I don't want to discourage people by going, oh, it's a day job. I can get this done in a day easily.
Yeah,
but
okay.
I know that obviously that I don't have lots of interruptions.
Yeah, Renton can be quite demanding.
He's super demanding, especially when the postman comes. He's an absolute nightmare. You can definitely get it done in a day if you've got that dedicated time.
Okay, all right. We had a new postman last week, just on holiday cover, and he was asking me where certain houses were. I had no idea. But I did spot that he had on his dashboard a box of dog treats.
Did it? Oh, he's got the...
He's got that stuff.
He's got all the tricks. There you go. So we can see now it's starting to look like a bit of a splayed out shirt where we've got the front panels here, we've got our yoke, and then obviously we've got our back piece with our beautiful pleat in the back there. Okay, so this is the trick part. So if I just flip this over for you, and we open that out. So what you would do, obviously, you trim these back, press it in, and then what you would then do is either fold it back the seam allowances and either hand or whip stitch that down, or again top stitch that down. But again, that would give you with visible stitching.
Yeah.
However, I'm going to show you a little cheat method. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to, she says, as she's forgotten how to do it. Okay, so you're going to take your one side of your front bodice,
So the thin bit.
part, that's right. So you're going to pop it out of the armhole and lean it back into the yoke.
I think I know what you're going to do.
Good. Okay. So then it's again, it's the right side of the yoke to the wrong side and bring those seams together.
Yeah.
So what you're basically doing is encasing, if I get that out there, can you see that it's encasing my garment inside that shoulder seam of the yoke?
Yes.
So I just want to make sure that I can pull it out before I start sewing it up. Yes,
that would be awkward otherwise, wouldn't it?
Yes, it would be totally awkward. There you go. So it's all inside there, all enclosed. So then you just repeat the stitch that you've just done. Again, pin guys.
On the seam allowance. We're going
on the seam allowance, yeah.
And that now is going through all 3 layers.
All 3 layers. So don't try and do this in a one like we did with the back piece. That's really simple because it's all flat. Whereas all this is all enclosed on itself. So sew one down first and then go in with the second yoke.
Do you do the first one that you do that on that full seam allowance, or do you go within the seam allowance?
I do the full seam allowance.
Oh, you do? Okay.
Yeah. So when you pull it out,
hey,
you've got a nice clean finish, which you know you had anyway when you first sewed it together. However, you've got that clean finish on the inside now as well.
Let me have a look. So that's your inside finish there. And then
your outside finish there. So that would be my little quick, speedy top tip. So rather than hand sewing it,
that's great.
Or risking a top stitch and missing it maybe, that would be my little top tip for that. So I'm going to do the other one, and then we're going to crack on with the plaquette. But if you want to do some fabric, it's entirely up to you. I can wait.
I'm going to have a look at some fabrics then while you do that, because you're just repeating. Right. The one we're using at the moment is this one. This is your linen viscose mix. So 55% linen, 45% viscose, and here it is. This is dressmaking width, so that lovely large width. If you're after a metre, that's what it will look like, but please do check the pattern, or whatever pattern you're going to do, and check. So you've got some beautiful soft taupes in there, that black cream's lovely. $7.99. Lots of you have got that in your baskets. Brand new today, bought specially for you. This is going to be lovely and breathable. It's going to move beautifully. Now, you see, if you imagine if you've got this as that full shirt, there. It's lovely, isn't it? And it just falls so beautifully. Lovely. Producer Paul wants a jumpsuit out of it. I don't think for him. I think he thinks, well, I don't know. I mean, I'm making assumptions. Now, the one I'm wearing is a cotton linen mix. And I have to say, it's quite warm in our studio today, but this is still lovely and cool. Nice, breathable fabrics here. There it is. Looking gorgeous. And I just love the texture in this. So I don't know how close we can get with this for you to really see. You can see on me how it drapes, but it's got a beautiful texture in there. Yeah. Now, I did look up that Reykjavik cotton. How do you say it, Producer Paul? Reykjavik is a place in Iceland. So that you've got those Icelandic tones in there. So I was like, that's strange. You're never going to go cotton there. What's going on? But it's with colourways. That's why it's been named after that. Nice. Love that. White is most popular. I love a white linen trouser. Not going to lie. Now, this is 100% washed antique linen chambray. Look at this. It's got texture. It's beautiful. Whether you are making your shirts from this, a linen shirt. Now, we talk about linen being one of the hardest wearing fabrics that you have. I was wearing a white linen shirt the other day, and my mum said, is that the shirt that I bought you during your GCSEs? I was like, yeah, it's still going strong. In fact, I wore it on air, and I have had that shirt for over 20 years, and it's still going strong. So when you work with a quality, fabulous fabric like this, $7.99, it's just going to keep on going. It's going to keep on going. And it's a classic. Linen shirts do not go out of fashion. They don't. Fact. Fact. Now, I think this is a beautiful colour. Such a warm, gorgeous claret. And again, this is your washed antique linen chambray. You can see in there that texture. Now, Jen and I were looking at the details. What is the difference between a chambray and a denim? Because, you know, we bandy around these terms. Do we know? Well, now your chambray is just a different weave. A denim weave will go one and then skip two, one, skip two when it's woven. Your chambray is just a normal woven fabric. Normally, the weft will be white and then your warp will be your coloured threads, but obviously when it's all dyed like this, then you've already got that colour in there. Now the pattern, both incredibly popular. Make sure that you've checked the sizes. You're getting the one that is correct for you. You are getting all 4 designs in there, $8.99. It's $2.25 a design. That's good, isn't it? That's HOBR31 for your sizes 4 to 14. And then, if you want the larger size, I've got that here. And so when I say larger size, that is going to take you up to a 48-inch bust. What's that, 50-inch hip? Good job. Nice.
If I just bring out... Because we always like to check, don't we, our patterns. So even though you mentioned the largest size, I haven't got the larger pattern with me, but it's worth checking out the ease between the two. So I'll be able to think.
Talk us through ease, and then I've got a message from Margaret.
Okay, so Natasha was just mentioning about the bust and hip measurements. Yes. What that is on the pattern is obviously for your gauging to get the right size.
Yes.
But then on the pattern itself, depending on the garment, the ease might be different. So loose fitting would have more ease, tighter fitting would have minimal ease, maybe half an inch or so. So on the medium, so if I just grab my pattern rather than take that one. In fact, I'll just take that one, it's easier. Your bust measurement on the medium is 34 to 36, yet it's sewn up to 40.5 inches.
So there's quite a lot of ease.
There's a lot of ease in there. Okay. So if you're worried that, oh, I'm a little bit bigger than that, as in on the larger size, that you've got, what was it, over 4 inches worth of ease, 4.5 inches worth of ease in there. So it's a very relaxed fit. Yes. So you might be able to get away with the larger sizes, just in case you were wondering.
Now, while we're talking about sizes,
yep.
Margaret would like to know about size 24. Yep. How much fabric is she going to need for the chambray?
How much fabric?
Now, Margaret, did Margaret say which one she wants to go for? The one I'm wearing, please.
The one you're wearing, which is option B. And it's a nice long selvage, isn't it? 150 selvage, it'll just shy of 150. So that'd be 2.5 meters, please.
That's all right, so 5 units.
5 units.
Is what you need in there. So there you go, Margaret, I hope that helps. Okay. Anybody else that needs any of these sizes, it can be a little bit difficult to decipher on there. Yeah. I take a moment. Now it goes up to a size 26, but we know, I'm gonna pull that out and you can have a, I don't know how close we can get on that. But these are your sizes. Can you see any, is that, I don't know if that's how close we can get. I don't know, we're just seeing how close we can get.
How close?
Because Pauline wants to know how much material is needed for the shirt. Natasha's wearing a size 16. We will have just a little look in a minute. But this is where you get a gauge of which size you need. So, large is your size 16 there, and then you would check that they are your measurements, that your measurements fall within that. So Pauline, if you've got a 38 to 40 inch bust. You don't have to tell me, just, you know, nod. Yes,
Nod.
No, Porsche doesn't need to tell you either. 30 to 32 inch waist, and your hips there 40 to 42. So that's the first bit. So when you've done that, you found which size you're going for. We're going for large, 16 to 18. Then you spin it around the right way. Helps.
I always do that.
Oh, it's back to front upside down when you're trying to do it in the cameras. And then you have a look along here. So, hang on, where are we? So it's B that you want to. So you go along B, and then you want to go on the bottom one because it's 150.
Yeah.
Where are we? Grand net. So 2.5 meters.
Yeah, 2.5 meters.
So at 2.2, you round up to 2.5. So 5 units again there. Does that help? So anybody else that's having a good look, wondering, how do I do this?
How do I do that?
Like
I just think it just said there. So if you're worried and just think, you know what, I'm not really sure what pattern I want to do yet. So I'm just trying to see which is the bigger one out of the two, which would be E.
Oh, for the full shirt dress.
Yeah, so if you're just like, I'm not really sure, then I would go with at least 4 meters.
Yep.
Because that will give you your longest option, which is option E, with the rope tie, so you're making a belt with that. But I liked your idea about grabbing a belt from your wardrobe. That's a nice idea. So if you're not quite sure which option you want to make yet, then for the largest size, I would go with 4 meters and you're covered.
Got everything. And then if not, then you've got meters
and you've
left
got
over
enough
to make
for like
something
2
else.
tops easily.
Now, Jeanette is a size 12. What pattern should she go for? Now, the size 12 corresponds to a medium. So this is large, extra large, and XX extra large. So you want to go for the smaller one.
Smaller version, yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
All right.
So any questions like that, because it can be confusing.
Yeah, it can be a minefield when you first look at the back, definitely.
Try and swap it and it's sold out. That would make me sad, because if you want it, you want it.
Brilliant. Okay, so we've attached our yoke now with our little cheat method.
Nice.
Super speedy tailoring there. And then you probably see while Natasha was showing you your fabrics, I've gone ahead and just done a stay stitch in that. So that's a normal size stitch. I've not lengthened that. And that's going to stay there. And the reason being is because this is obviously it's a curved shape, which means it's cutting against the bias. And as we're working into our shirt, we don't want to overstretch that neckline, especially because we're going to be adding a collar onto that. We're not going to show that today, but obviously at home that will be a top tip to make sure you do stay stitch.
We did cover collars the other day, so if you're after a good collar demo, then lovely Paul came and did some.
Paul will sort that out for you.
So what day was that? Was that Thursday last week?
I'm sure that was
I
only a
think.
couple of days ago.
It was last week.
Was it Saturday?
Wednesday.
Oh wow! Well, time flies when you're having
time
fun.
goes, absolutely. No,
Right then.
Thursday.
Thursday.
Yeah.
Okay. I believe you.
Yeah.
I believe you.
Go with that.
Right, so I'm just going to move this out of the way for 1 second because I'm just going to walk you through the plaquette, okay? So normally when you
What's a plaquette? This bit down here.
Yeah, so the plaquette would be an opening or closing for fasteners. So in this case, it's the front of the shirt. You also get plaquettes on the on your cuffs, which is the vent, if you like, that goes into the cuff. But it's basically a place where you'd put fixtures, i.e. buttonholes, okay? This one's a little bit unusual because it's a fly, or they're calling it a fly in the pattern. So I like to think of it as an enclosed placket because when you button up your buttonholes, you don't see any of those buttons at all. So it is super chic, and actually on a nice winter coat that would look lovely as well.
Yes.
Okay.
Now the other thing, of course, is that then if but you don't get, sometimes you get a little bit of pull. It's just going to cover everything nicely.
Yeah, it's nice, isn't it? So we are really taking up our dressmaking in that sense. So this is the front piece that you'd probably find in most shirt patterns. So you need to cut 4 of these, 2 for the left and 2 for the right. But then what that makes this one unusual is that you actually have a second piece, which is this one here. And again, you only need to cut 2 of these because it doesn't go on both. So it's the one that houses the buttonholes has the fly, if you like, the bit that gets covered, like your zips on your trousers. And then your left-hand side, if you're making this for a lady, would just be the normal piece as per you would do, as in Paul's demo. Okay?
Yeah, so producer Paul, he whipped this
straight
out of my hands. and tried it straight on. He was very taken with it.
Yeah.
And so he would just have to...
All you'd need to do is swap. So the way I remember it when I'm making clothes for other people is that, unfortunately, I do apologise, our gents out there, ladies are always right. Men are always left. Okay, so what I mean by that is that because ladies are always right, we always go right over left when it comes to our openings on our whether that's our trousers, fly fronts for instance, or blouses. Although if it does go the other way, left over right, then and you are wearing girls' trousers, that might be a boyfriend cut, and that's something different. Okay. But generally speaking, right over left for girls, left over right for boys. So in theory, if we wanted to make this for Paul, all we would need to do is just swap that part of the placket around. So this piece would go on the left-hand side, and then your normal one would go on the right, and that's all you would need to do. Because there's no darts in this pattern, it's a very super relaxed fit.
So there are some things where it steps up your experience,
yeah.
But then others there's no darts. Now, buttons.
Yes.
I've got less than 14 minutes left, but I just wanted to give you some button options. Actually, it seems a shame to cover these, which is why I quite like having it open, because these are beautiful. They are beautiful nice buttons.
But then they look good on the arms with the tie backs, so you do get to see them.
Aren't they beautiful? Really love these. $2.49. Hello, great price there. And they're for your pearlescent blue. Oh, nice. Maybe you want a nice wooden effect. That would look very nice with chambray, and of course your linen as well. Yeah, the white linen with wooden buttons. Ooh. Nice. $1.99. And the claret as well. Well, it all goes, isn't it? And actually, these wooden buttons are going to look beautiful with...
Yeah, that's what we're thinking, I think.
Nice. 13 minutes, Jen.
Right, we can do this. Right, so here is our normal... plaquette piece. So this will be, if you're not going to do the fly bit, you think, oh, it's too complicated, but hopefully our demo will take the fear out of it. You could just ignore that part and just do 2 singles. So you've got 2 pieces which will be sewn together, and I have interfaced the one, okay? So that's that one. And then this is the other piece that we're then going to be adding on to our plaquette, our normal plaquette, okay? This is the bit that's actually going to house the buttonholes or create our flap, if you like. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to put the right sides together just so I know I'm putting this in the right place. Like so, and then I'm going to pop that one on there. So we've got a little triangle, which is one of our notches, so we know that that's in the right position. And then we've also got a little mark here at the very top. Yeah. And there's also one at the very bottom as well. So the first thing that we're going to do is stitch down that length of the plaquette first. That's attaching our fly, okay?
And again, if I'm working with an overlocker, do I just overlock that down?
Well, I wouldn't do this with an overlocker because you're not stitching right at the edge of things. And, yeah. So because it's working inside the fabric, then I wouldn't overlock this. Whereas, for instance, the construction on the yoke, yeah, you could overlock that because you're not having to go anywhere near it, okay? So I'm going to stitch. I am going to do a little back stitch.
It's good to know what you can and can't do because I'm still learning that. It's like, yeah, when can I do these things, when not?
You just want to use your overlocker. You're looking for excuses. But it's good. It's good. But this is where, again, you're taking your dressmaking up to the next level, you know, moving from one machine to another to do different processes is all part of the learning, isn't it? So,
well, it is, as long as you do the right bits.
Okay. So I've done that one. I'm just going to do this other one for speed very quickly.
Okay. So again, matching those notches. It's always matching notches, isn't it?
Notch. So obviously at home, guys, again, please make sure that you're pinning. But I'm not pinning because I'm naughty.
You rebel.
Well, just speeds it up this side, isn't it? Okay, so again, I'm just going down the length of that. It's going to look so good.
This fabric is very popular, I have to say.
It's gorgeous.
It's going to feel lovely and airy and cool. But like you say, you know, pop another layer underneath it. Yeah. And it's also then going to be super warm if you need it to be.
Can I grab the mat from you, my darling?
Certainly may. There we go.
Brilliant. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is to press let me just check which way we're pressing. Yes, I thought so. We're going to press our seam allowances into the smaller of the two pieces.
Right.
Like
okay, so even though that information is given.
Yeah. It's always worth just checking.
Yeah.
That's that bit done. And then the same again with this side. So obviously take your time at this at home.
This presses really well, doesn't it?
Oh, it's honestly, guys, it is a dream to sew with. It really is.
Nice.
Okay. So again, at home, I would be trimming back these seam allowances so it's not so bulky, but for speed I'm not going to do that. And you can probably see that I've already gone ahead and done some extra pressing on this one with the interfacing where I've actually turned under the seam allowance. Okay, so I only do that on the one. It just helps me, again, thinking a couple of steps ahead. It just makes it easier, less complicated when it gets onto the front of the garment. Okay?
Now I have a fact for you.
Oh, a fact.
I don't have a name as to who sent this, but she said that the reason women go right over left is supposed to be because servants dress them.
Okay.
So men dress themselves, but if you're dressing someone back to front, then you'd get used to those buttons going the same way.
Oh, I love it. I love
brilliant
things like that.
I love these things. I love all these reasons.
It's good.
You'd never think, you know, I wouldn't have ever thought that was the reason.
Okay, so what I'm doing now is I'm just going down that section because I want to make sure that, again, that my notches, in my brown pen there, are matching up on the other side. So I'm just popping the pin through and checking the stitch line.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that's in place now. Okay, so again, just double checking what I'm doing. Yeah, that's right. So I'm going to start on this top section here. So I've got a little notch. So I'm going to sew across, down. I'm going to hit a junction. I want to sew straight across there, but I'm not going down that length of my plaquette. It's literally going to be doing like a little dog leg just there.
A little L.
A little L. And then I'm going to also repeat that on the very bottom as well. Okay, so I'm going to do that first.
So those, again, using those markers.
It's all about the markers. Oh, I keep losing my little foot on there. We need to get some like grippy tape or something. Okay. That's it. So rotating around. So I'm sewing towards my pin now. So I'm just going to take it very steady as I get towards there because I don't want to sew over my pin. And again, I'm just going to go straight across on there.
Okay, and same on the bottom.
And the same on the bottom.
So yeah, it's just a dog leg or an L, isn't it, that you're sewing in?
Yeah.
Cool.
So on the bottom, the only difference is that we are sewing down the tab. So we're going to create an enclosed seam at the very bottom.
Oh, okay.
And I am going to be tucking under that. You remember I talked about the seam that I'd already gone ahead and pressed under?
Yes.
So I've just stitched that down as well.
Okay.
So if I just show you over here so it's a bit more clear for you. So this is the bottom part. So you can see that I've sewn in, I've come down, and then I am sewing that at the bottom with that seam allowance shut under. Whereas if I go with the top, so this is upside down, sewn down and across and straight over. I'm not sewing anything down on this side at all. Okay, so we need to make a couple of snips now before we start. So the first snip is right at the top, so I'm going to cut right to that stitch line, like so.
Oh wow, okay, right.
Next snip is down here. There you go.
No.
That's that one there.
In on a diagonal, okay.
In on a diagonal, and then again on the very bottom here. Like so. Again, I would have trimmed these back, but for speed, I'm going to leave it as it is. So once you've done that, now it's all about turning it out. Oh, and that corner there, sorry. Don't forget your corners. You want nice sharp corners. So there's the bottom one there, and that one there, like so. Okay? So now we can turn it out.
So that's just taking the bulk out of that top edge.
Yeah. It's going to look so good when we've turned it under. Right, okay. So this is where you need a nice hot iron.
Okay.
Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is press that top section there.
Mm-hmm. So that bit that you folded under earlier, do you keep that folded?
Yeah, so you can, all of it's folding back on itself.
Right.
So all of the triangles, if I just move the iron out of the way for a second, you've got a triangle there, another one there, and then another one there. All of these are going to be lying on top of each other.
Ah, so you know.
So you can see there we're starting to create that vent that we're talking about.
Very
so it's not on
nice.
our garment yet, but we see how it's already started to be, we're creating it ahead of time.
Fabulous.
So I'm just making sure I'm pushing my seams out.
Fab. This is where the devil is in the detail, isn't it? Getting this pressed.
Yeah, definitely. So obviously take your time when you get at home with this, guys. I am rushing. Right then, so there's our placket prepared.
Yeah.
Ready to put on our shirt.
Okay.
So if I just pop that to one side, because I probably need it again in a second. There you go. So this is where we need to bring in our shirt. So remember, girls are always right.
Yes. Yes.
So I like to put the shirt out in front of me as if I'm wearing it, okay?
Okay.
So I can see, from my point of view, that this is the back, so it's towards me, and I'm reaching out to the front. So I know that this is the right-hand side.
Okay.
This is the side that I'm attaching my placket with the flap, okay? Or the fly, should I say. So we're going to stitch this together. So taking our piece, what we need to do is ensure that we're getting all 3 layers and not the one that I'd already pressed the seam back, okay?
Yes.
So just to recap, there's that one, there's the 2 there, which is creating the fly, and then there's the piece I've interfaced, and I've already pressed the seam allowance under, so forget that one. It's just these 3 layers that I'm interested in, and I'm finding the triangle now on my blouse. I'm matching that up. We'll pop a pin in.
So that's quite easy to remember. You just don't bring in that interface bit right now.
Don't bring it in, yeah. And then line that up, like so. So then you carry on down the piece. So again, pin, 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 pin. But I know those are my 2 reference points, so I'm just going to go ahead and sew that down.
From the top, from the
very
top
top
of
of
the
the
fabric. So
yeah.
then when you're part way down, you'll then start to bring in this placket.
Yes, absolutely. So if you follow me down on this one, then it might. So at the moment, I'm just doing my normal placket. Being careful to keep that one out of the way. So we've opened the placket completely up.
Yeah.
Sewing down, now I'm joining what would be the fly of my placket. So keeping that shut. So when you open up your shirt, there isn't an opening in there. It's all stitched down. So we're going all the way down.
Now we've got about a minute left.
Yeah, that's fine.
Jen.
We've got plenty of time.
Mesmerised.
So I'm stitched that down. So what you'll notice here, we've got a finished part of the placket, which is that part there.
Yeah.
Yeah, on the bodice, we've got an extra long piece. So it's too long at the moment, but the step on the shirt is that you would have hemmed the bottom of your shirt ahead of time.
Right.
Okay. So what I'm going to do is just peel that back so I know that it meets, so you can see how it finishes. But obviously, in reality, there was a step where you need to hem your blouse beforehand.
Yes.
But you know how to do double. You know how to do that, guys.
Yes.
You don't need to cover that. So if I just
We do.
peel that back.
And the big reveal. Da, 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 da.
So all I need to do now, if I just get a clear space so you can see. So that's all the inner workings. So you can see all those 3 layers are all stitched down. I'll wait for you to come. Yeah, all those layers, they're all stitched down to the bodice. We've got an open part here, which we need to do something with. Now all that needs to do is go inside. So peel all of the raw edges inside the placket, turn over your seam allowance, fold back, so it's nice and clean on the inside.
Oh, wow, okay.
Nice and clean on the outside, and then if I turn it around so you can see here, and there we have our opening for our buttons.
Superb. Hey,
it's lovely,
looks
isn't
fantastic. Thank you.
We did it.
That's no, brilliant. I'm super impressed. Thank you. You back next Tuesday?
Yes, I am. Yes.
Yes.
Next Tuesday.
Sash, go.
Sasha McCall. Oh, and a really lovely gilet as well. I'm really excited about that.
Oh, is that what I saw on some? Nice. Now, thank you ever so much, Jen. Fab as ever. Here we go. This is our new pattern for you for today. 4 different choices of style on this pattern. So that's what, $2.25 a pattern that you're looking at? So many of you do need to check this out. I think, you know, Jen's really made this super achievable for us today. Now I've got 4 brand new fabrics. All of these are your wider length. So if you're looking on the back of the pattern so that you can see which one you need, go for the larger one because they're all that larger dressmaking width. Now this is the most popular, is your white antique linen, and this is absolutely beautiful. It's $7.99 per half a metre, but just look at how that's going to move. It's going to be cool, it's going to stay in fashion always, and it is $7.99 per half a metre for your antique linen chambray. Beautiful, beautiful. I've also got a chambray in this gorgeous claret. There, so if you want, and again, it's the warmest of colours. It's such a lovely tone for any skin tone. Beautiful, $7.99. What a rich, gorgeous fabric that is. Super beautiful there, $7.99. And again, lovely weight, just hangs really beautifully. Yeah. Now, this is the one that I'm wearing. Also incredibly popular. This is a cotton linen mix for you today. And again, look how lovely and wide that is. So all of these are your dressmaking width, $7.49 for your cotton linen fabric mix, £7.49 per half a metre. Yeah. And then our last one is this one. Now this is a cotton, I want to say cotton, it's a linen viscose mix. So 55% cotton, 45 linen rather, 45% viscose, so all natural fibres there. Beautiful, ANEL 59. Very, very popular. Please check out your baskets. Don't miss out on any of these. After the break, we're all about those creative grids. So we've had something for the dressmakers. Next up, we've got something for those quilters amongst you that just want to make cutting a little bit easier. Then we've got that covered. We've got that sorted for you. So don't go anywhere. We've still got 1 live hour to go. See you in a minute.
Follow us on Instagram. Search for our Sewing Quarter page and follow us to get our latest posts.
This Friday, we're joined by Julia Fallon, who is returning to the Sewing Quarter with her gorgeous clothing designs. Julia will start the day by demonstrating how to make her stylish Julia t-shirt and Bianca jacket. Then at 10 a.m, she'll be debuting a brand new pattern, the Miranda dress. This gorgeous dress is a real eye pleaser and is ideal for any occasion due to its beautifully elegant shape. Also new is the Celia pattern, a simple tunic top which offers a relaxed fit. The set-in sleeves end in optional deep frills, giving this top a unique edge. So join Vicky and Julia for a morning of creative clothing designs at 8 a.m. and 10 a.m, only on Sewing Quarter, Freeview Channel 78 and Sky Channel 687.
Join us on Thursday the 24th of May for the return of an appliqué sensation, Angie Atwood's stained glass wall hanging. Angie will be showing us how to make her elegant Art Nouveau rose window, the intricately curved outlines cleverly created using strips of bias tape. We know how much you loved this design last time it came to air, so have put together a choice of 3 beautiful kits for your window. Choose from vibrant shades of red, purple and blue to create your own gorgeous stained glass effect. So tune in as Angie takes us through the patchwork window, Thursday the 24th of May at 10 a.m, only on Sewing Quarter, Freeview Channel 78 and Sky Channel 687.
Join us on Friday the 25th of May for a tropical treat with quilting expert Lucy Brennan. Lucy is here to demonstrate how to sew the blocks that make up her zingy pineapple quilt. We have specially created fabric bundles for this design in 5 fruity colourways. Choose from sizzling oranges, fresh greens, juicy pinks, and other bold, bright shades. Plus, Lucy will be showing us how she uses the brand new Creative Grids Pineapple Trim Tool, perfect for creating 6, 8 and 10-inch blocks with ease and accuracy. So tune in for a slice of pineapple patchwork with Lucy, Friday the 25th of May at 11 a.m. Only on Sewing Quarter, Freeview Channel 78 and Sky Channel 687.
Join us on Wednesday the 23rd of May for a stroll through the Enchanted Forest with quilting expert Victoria Peat. This quilt kit may have a prickly exterior, but inside you'll find the most gorgeous forest-inspired fabric featuring hedgehogs, rabbits, flowers and toadstools. Even more magical though is the clever technique used to create the adorable applique hedgehog. With instructions to make the quilt plus a cushion, a pair of happy hedgehogs could be taking up residence in your home very soon. So tune in for an hour with Victoria and her charming woodland friends, Wednesday the 23rd of May at 9 a.m, only on Sewing Quarter, Freeview Channel 78 and Sky Channel 687.
Follow us on Twitter for more inspiration, top tips, news, and share your own creations with us.
Hello, welcome back. Yes, I am surrounded by fabulous Stripology rulers. If Stripology is, well, not Stripology, Creative Grids rulers, and I've got Stripology back in stock for you. So if what's she talking about? What is this all about? So Creative Grids is a UK-based company. They manufacture out of Leicester. They're a family company. And they were developed, these rulers were developed for quilters by quilters. A few things that every single ruler will have that non-slip grip. This is inbuilt, so no faffing about putting sticky little dots on or anything like that. It's inbuilt, doesn't wear off, anything like that. Once you've got this ruler, you've got it for life. Look after it, you will always have it. So you're making an investment in your hobby that is going to absolutely last. They're fabulous quality. It makes them safe to use. Having that non-slip grip means that each ruler is safe to use. You're not going to cut yourself. A lot of you will have noticed my plaster on this morning. I did that on a pair of scissors this morning, okay, just before anybody says anything. It was nothing to do with any rulers. I was opening a box with a pair of scissors and they were nice sharp ones because that's what we sell here. Now, my favourite thing, actually, you've got a few of the ones that I've got today. This is Stripology. This is what you've been going absolutely crazy for. It's been out of stock for a while. We brought it back into stock last week and hundreds of you went for it. Everybody, do you know, when we first started the channel, we said all of our guests that make quilts should be given one of these just so that they can prep so much quicker. Always keep your instructions. It comes with full instructions. I'm going to give you a little demo. I'm just going to show you a few little bits and bobs that this will do for you, because it's one of those things. I've got two different versions of the Stripology. I went for this one when I bought mine because a few reasons. I like to cut strips of things, 2.5-inch strips, because that's the thing that I really love to do. I like to do crazy sort of patterns and things, so to get my and make my own design rolls. So for me, that was absolutely perfect. Now, when you get yours, if you want to cut it, then obviously, also I go through, I mean, this is quite appropriate for me because I go through my my fabrics at home, and I will cut them. If I've only got scraps left, I will cut them into whatever strips and sizes I've got left. So fold your fabric, salvage to salvage, and then again, okay? Now, if you need to press it, give it a quick press. That is then going to sit underneath this ruler nice and comfortably, okay? And there we go, there like that. Pop the ruler on top. Now, this ruler is, here we go, 20 inches along here. I stupidly didn't check how sharp this blade was. I do like to start with a nice sharp blade. Now you'll notice here, this is my 0. It's got 0 along there. And you'll notice here that actually I'm not quite lined up. So I'm going to just use that here so that I now know that I'm nice. I'm going to, when I even up this edge, this outside edge, that 0 there is going to chop off and straighten everything up there. I've then got this line where I've lined the base of my fabric up, so I'm getting a nice square cut. Now, I'm going to do a few of these cuts along here. I'm going to cut it at 2.5 inches. So rather than having to add 2.5, 5.5, 7.5, I'm just going to go for every time there is a square, I'm going to put my rotary cutter into that little tear-shaped bit there, and that will then guide me every time there is a square. I'm not having to think of any kind of maths or do anything like that. So in it goes and up it goes. Now, next one in there, slot it in, cut up. Firstly, the non-slip grip is holding everything in place. Secondly, there we go. It just guides my rotating, my rotary cutter. Now, the thing is, I would say, I'm not sure if I've gone all, yes I have, all the way through. There, beautiful. And that's it cut, that's my 2.5 inches cut, done, which is absolutely perfect. Now, do check out your baskets on this. We sell out of this so many. That needs a press, obviously, but look, and then all I do, I mean, these are scraps, and then I would chop. So let's have a little look. What I can then do, of course, is fold that in half. I can layer these up if I want to, but again, all of these, I'm just tidying up my scraps at the moment. Line it up again. I'm going to go in on those increments. So imagine if you want to cut your own charm packs. Then I start off on 0 there. I'm going to look along for my next square. Every square is 2.5 inches. Every star is 1.5 inches. Okay, so I go in, cut, 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 cut. How quick is this? So safer, quicker, and there we go. I've cut that end off, and look, I've got, so this could be 2.5 inch squares, this could be 5 inch squares, this could be 4 inch squares. You might want to do a layer cake and do your 10 inch squares. You would press your fabric first. But there you go, that is how many I've done, and that was just a double layer, which is just fab. Now we know how popular this is, so please do check out. Sarah's emailed. Hello, Sarah. What did she say? Oh, fab. Morning, Tash. Thought you might like a quick look. Yeah. My rainbow quilt in progress. And yes, you guessed it. I couldn't have made it without the Stripology ruler. Best buy ever. Sarah, I am so thrilled because that would have taken you so long. You can cut your strips so much quicker and more safely. And that's the thing for me. I never thought anybody that knew me before we started this channel would have told you that there's no way that I would ever demo cutting live, because it used to terrify me. Because I had rulers that didn't have, firstly, this non-slip grip in there. You can see that opaque. And so all of those strips, look how many, all of those are held in place. So even if you just cut 1/2 inch strips, which you can do, it's going to be held in place. Now, the other thing that you'll notice with this is that you can also have, and I will just put my fabric back down on here, a 10 inch square. Here we go. Is your 10 inch square in that red, okay? So you can cut your layer cakes with this. You can cut those 10 inch squares. So if maybe you've treated yourself, we had a beautiful K layer cake. If you've done that and you want to mix it through with your own fabrics to make that designer fabric go further, you can now really easily cut that 10 inch square. This is absolutely fabulous for cutting lots and lots and lots in one go. The other thing to point out, you've got a 45-degree line there if you're cutting your bias binding strips. You've got a 60-degree line there. Now, if I then want to, what I can do is go in, line my fabric up on that 45-degree line. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? So many of you adding it in, line up that nice line there. And again, for any of you quilters that want that accurate cut, check this out. Every 2.5 inches. How quick is that? Diamonds, done. Done. That was out of my 2.5 inch strip. How quick, easy and safe. I can cut multiple layers with that. I do just want to cut my 10-inch strip because I'm going to use that 10-inch strip later. In fact, I want to cut myself a couple of strips here. So all I would do is I've got lots that I want. I know producer Paul's saying, Tash, slow down. But it's just, I'm so excited to show you all of these today. So let's see, I'm going to line up that base there. I'm going to trim off that edge there. I'm going to go to 10 inches and cut. And I also know I need a 6-inch strip later, so I'm going to cut that off at 16 as well. So that's my prep done pretty much for another demo later. I'll put that to one side. Then I need to turn that. Again, I'm going to neaten off that edge there. That's my 10-inch square done, by the way. So if I've got, oh yeah, look at my waist. There, done. And I've got, look, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 of those done. Perfect, lovely. Do you know, if you had to do that with another ruler, you would be taking your time. But I know that that is all cut perfectly. I'm happy. I'm always happy with Stripology. Please check out your baskets. Make sure that you've got those. Now, the next one is this Stripology ruler. Now, I get asked a lot of the time, Tash, what is the difference? And it's simple. There are and aren't differences with this, which sounds weird, I know, but let me spin it around so you can see. Similarities. Let me sit down for this. So, the similarities are that you've got the ability down here. Which way do you want it moved? Is that all right there? Every time you see that square, you cut your 2.5-inch strip. Every time you see that star, that's an 1.5-inch strip. Every single one, as with the other ruler, is a 1/2-inch increment. Each one of these is a 1/2 inch. But Natasha, sometimes I want 1/4 inch. That's fine. On both rulers, you've got this dotted line there, which is a 1/4 inch. If you move it over, you get your 1/4 inch increment. Now, the difference is this is 12.5 inches by 12.5 inches. So, if like me, you love to cut loads and loads of strips, go for the other one because it's longer. Goes up to 20 inches, so you're going to get more when you cut. However, if you are a quilter that does lots of intricate designs and you are cutting back and leveling off your blocks, this is the one to go for. And here's why. If you just look from above, you'll see lots of squares going in and in and in and in and in. And that is so you can trim up your blocks. And this is fab. So here we've got 4.5 inches. So you can line your squares up, your blocks up. So maybe you love doing, there we go, there's your 4.5 inch. You can see that white line there. Now, what I've got going through here, right through the center, and again, you've got it with a 1/4 inch as well. The black one is your true 0 45-degree line, and it's coming through here. If I am trying to trim back half square triangles in a square, I want to line up my seams on there so that I know that it is absolutely true in the center. And I can do that for every 1/2 inch that I go up to 12.5 inches. That is why I'm going to be using this. I've got 1/2 inch increments coming through. Oh, that hasn't come through yet, but she's full. So that's my reasoning. I can still cut all of my strips on this. Yes, of course I can. It's not going to cut as many in one go, but the advantage of this is if you are trimming back those blocks, Lucy does this so often, trimming back her blocks and making sure that she's squared them up so they're absolutely perfect. This is the one. This is the one. Who's messaged in? Christine. Hi, Christine. She's got a really expensive cutting machine for 2.5 inch strips. I know exactly which one you've got, and they are, yeah. If it's the one I'm thinking, it's about 450 quid, yes. She doesn't use it, so these creative grids are much better. It's quick, isn't it? And I know that if it's what I think it is that you're talking about, they generally only will cut 3 strips at one time. Whereas if I've used my Stripology down there with my 20 inches, you know, I've cut so many more in one go. You know, I've cut 8 in one go, and off you go. You know, you're done. You're done. And I mean, I've cut up 2 meters of fabric into strips in 10 minutes, less than. You know, it is very easy, and it's also portable as well. You know, you can take it to your workshops. If you've got a quilting group or something like that, buy one and share it, you know, on your evening. If you know that you've got things that you need to cut up, then do that. And it just is absolutely fab. So yeah, pick which one. I will at some point, when I get better at my quilting and I go for more technical designs, I will get this one as well. Treat myself. Now, I've got 3 log cabin rulers. Let me show you these now then. Where did they go? They're down here. Just going for a little wamble. Don't mind me, I'll be back. 1, 2, somewhere is a 3rd. Let's have a look. Okay, so I've got an 8 inch and I have got a curvy one. I should have a 4 inch. Only that's not it. It's not the right one. Okay, so I'm going to put that one to one side. There we go. So let me show you the 8 inch log cabin. This is your log cabin, which is the very first quilting type design that I did. Okay, so this is it. And the way that your log cabin trim tool works is all of these lines help you line up your seams. So you will cut your first square, and that is your first square to that size, and that's going to give you that bit there. And then as you add your rounds, you trim them back. So if you want to do your courthouse steps as well, then you've got that. So lots and lots of different ways. Let me show you the 3 different designs especially. That, and that. That's your log cabin. That's your courthouse steps, and that's your half log cabin. So once you've sewn on strips, you then trim it back, and that will give you your 1/4 inch. And then you place that square, that middle square, into these different positions, line up these seams, and trim back. So you are getting it perfect every single time. Full instructions with these. Never, ever, ever throw these away. Just want to get that glare off. So it's that central point that you just keep moving down the ruler, and you line these seams up on the marks on the ruler. It's fabulous. It's absolutely fab. So that's $22.99. Again, you've got that non-slip. Super, super easy. Now, we've had some emails. Let's have a look. So here we go. Oh, fab. So we've got Lorraine. Itha and Tina, apologies if that's not quite how you pronounce your names. Now this is using your log cabin. Now, Lorraine, is that a log cabin or is that a curved log cabin? Because if it is your curved log cabin, then I do believe, was it this one? Is that the same? Oh, hang on, I've lost you, producer Paul, where are you gone? Bear with me, I've just lost my producer, which is never what you want. I just knocked my cable out. It's all right, got him back. Yeah, I've got you. So, Lorraine has done a beautiful job, and this is the one. Now, what she's done is she's used our curved log cabin tool, and this is why I know, because this is your starter one there. That's your starter square. And then as you can see, these two sides here, this side there, and we're going to come in for this. This side here, that side there is slimmer than this side here, which is what gives it that curve. So each of these light blue ones is wider. Can you see? It's a wider strip, and this is my narrower strip. This is my curved log cabin. So the same principles apply as to how to use it. You're going to use, I'm just trying to, I don't know where that tool is. No, that's my log cabin. This is a curved log cabin. Ah, here we go. Now, here we go. So, what you would do is, can you see here, I've got wide, round one. Wide, round one. Can you see that written on there? So when I want to trim back my wide, round one, I put that over that initial starter square, and then this is actually the larger, this is the smaller of the log cabin one. We've got 8" as well. But you get the idea. You would then line up that seam. You see how that seam is sitting beautifully along there? And then the other seam would sit along there, and you would trim it back. Then I would spin it. And can you see it says there, narrow, round one? I would put that on there and trim back my narrow side. This was made with the 8" one. This is your 6". So this will give you a smaller curve. But you can see there that beautiful curve that you get there. And for each of these blocks, that's what we're looking at, that is one block. So this is a smaller one to this quilt, but you start to get that idea. You've got your thinner side one side, your fatter side the other. Lucy and I covered this last week. Oh, Peter in Worcestershire says, "Hi Natasha, wonderful creative grids. I attach the instructions to the ruler with a wonder clip." Perfect. Bulldog clips as well. They all work. Don't ever lose them. Now, oh, do you want to see the instructions for that one as well? So if you're after the log cabin, and Lucy and I did cover this last week. There we go. It's right around. Then it just shows how to trim up. And the devil in the detail here is making sure that those seams line up on the marking on the ruler, and you cannot go wrong. That's what gives the accuracy, so that you can create something as stunning as this, as Lorraine did. And I love it when you send in your pictures. Thank you so much. Because the beauty of it is, you know, we made this on the show, but then look, Lorraine's exactly that. And that's because you are, you know, you are going in with professional tools, looking fabulous, and putting in that time and effort to absolutely make it gorgeous. This is the one that we did last week with the Liberty fabric. And that's with your curved log cabin again. But that we did last week. So if you want to have a full demo with Lucy as to how to use these tools, then last week we had this with Lucy. There we go. Now, let me see what I've got where. Now, I've also, this is which curved log? No, just so I've also got a 4" log cabin tool, which is here. It's an itty bitty one. So this is again along the same lines, but just will give you a much smaller block. Okay. $19.99, but this will give you a small one. So it just depends what size, how intricate you want that detail to be. Obviously the 8-inch one is going to give you a much bigger block. And there we go. So these are absolutely fab. We love them. Tina sent a message in. Hello, Tina. About my ruler. Oh, the big square one. Yes, yes, yes. Now, the biggest one. Hang on. There's always room for another ruler. I agree. Now, I've got a couple here. I've picked up a couple, but at some point, you will want to trim back larger and larger and larger blocks. This is the largest that you can possibly get. We have a saying in our house, go big or go home. So this is the biggest that you can get. I was like, right, let's start as I mean to go. Oh, I've cut a circle out of that one. This is the biggest that you can get. This is a 20.5-inch square ruler. Now, when you want to start trimming back those larger blocks, maybe you've done your 10-inch blocks, you've put 4 of them together, you still want to trim them down, this is the ruler to go for. So once you've got to that larger stage, you've put them together and you still want that accuracy, then here it is. And I'm going to talk you through some of the basics for all of the square and the rectangular triangles from Creative Grids. They all have these very basic features. It's basic for them, but it is what sets them apart. You'll notice on here all these little circles. These are the inbuilt non-slip grips. They are throughout all of their rulers. And that means this fabric is not going anywhere. So when I pop that down there, that ruler, if I press on it, and you can see the whites of my knuckles as I press on that, it's not going anywhere. It's not going anywhere, which means it's safe to cut and to trim. I've got my quarters, if I want those marks. I've also got my 45-degree line as well. If I'm trimming back, then I've got all of those things to mark and to make aware of. Now, when I'm trimming back, what I have down here are my inches, okay? And I've got here 1/4 inch in that non-slip grip. It's another easy guide because 1/4 inch, again, it's one of those measurements we just use in quilting all the time. So that is opaque to help me see that 1/4 inch, but also I've got my full inches there. But how often do we actually use 1.5 inches? Because we've got that seam allowance added on. And actually on some rulers, it's really difficult to find that 1/2 inch. Now, the 1/2 inches are very easily shown on here, but I've got an even better way. If I spin it around, if I go into detail with this one, then I don't have to repeat it on all the other ones. Then what I have down here is my add 1 inch. So I've got my inches plus 1/2 inch. So if I am cutting something back to 10.5 inches, so it will be a finished 10 inch, it's fine. I just line it up with that. And that's absolutely perfect. And this side, instead of my 1/4 inch, I've got a full 1/2 inch there that's got that non-slip grip. So that it's just another quick and easy reference. They're just small things that you find yourself using subconsciously just because they're there and you go, yes, brilliant. And again, down that 45-degree bias strip there, I've got my inches, I've got my 1.5 inches. So no matter which way I'm trying to line up, I've got it there. It's absolutely fab. This is the biggest one that they do, and it's $49.99. If you can make the investment, I would say do so. It's fab. Now, next size down is your 16.5 inch. So if you're working with your 8-inch blocks, then when you've sewn 4 of your 8.5 inch blocks to give you a finished 8-inch block, so maybe you've got your, you've done your 8-inch log cabins and you want to make sure, trim them back, make sure that everything is exactly where it is, make sure everything is lined up properly as well. You've got this as well. This is 16.5 inches by 16.5 inches. It's giving you that accuracy, it's giving you that safety as you cut. Perfect tools, $34.99. And again, the more quilting you do, you'll find, actually, I could really use a ruler that was such and such a size. We've got pretty much everything covered. Now, Scrap Crazy. Let's have a look at the Scrap Crazy. The Scrap Crazy is the reason why I cut that 10-inch square for you. I've got two different versions, so invariably I will pick up the wrong one. I've got 6-inch and I've got 8-inch. Is this the one? These haven't been opened. Ooh, new ones. Now, hang on, I've got to open it up, Produce Paul, it's brand new. So, this is your, there we go, let me turn that around for you so you can start to see full instructions as to how to use this. So, Scrap Crazy gives you crazy designs. It's very well sealed, isn't it, this? Right, and here they are. So 4 rulers in here that fit together in like a crazy paving-y type way. Now, I cut earlier my 6-inch strip. What did I do with that? Here it is. Now, this is what you get in a pack. Now, 4 sizes, but you can actually create different designs, 5 different designs. Okay, so my 6-inch strip that I cut earlier with my Stripology, this gives me directions as to how to cut the most effective way so that I'm going to lose the most amount of fabric. I'm going to waste the least amount of fabric if I cut it this way. So to cut from a 6-inch strip is all very, very clear. I'm going to put my A on there. In fact, I'm going to do this on my rotating cutting mat so I can actually cut it. Here we go. Let me just line these all up here. I know, because I'm following my instructions, that B will sit up there. I'm also going to flip B, okay, so that my B will also, I'm going to cut B twice. And it also tells me that I want to put C, which way do I want? There. So that this is the most economical way of doing it. So, let's go for it. With my rotating cutting mat, when I want to cut down that side, there I go. And I can cut off there, okay? And I will spin that around there. And it just makes it so much easier. Cut there. And this is, you see, you can start to see, can't you, why this cutting mat is so, so handy. Move the fabric away to make sure that you've got those tiny little cuts done. There. So that is my A piece cut. I've also cut my dog ears. It's all done in one piece. So I know I've got that. Easy peasy. That's my A piece. Now, B piece goes in here. So I know Linda from Northampton, what's she got to say for herself? We've got fabulous. Oh, thank you, Linda. She says, good morning. This is a photo of my very first attempt at patchwork with a creative grid ruler. I used the Scrap Crazy. Perfect. It's what we're doing now. It was simple yet looked complicated when finished. Absolutely love creative grids rulers, and I'm getting quite a collection. You are not alone. Really not alone. Thank you. Thank you for sharing. Okay. Here we go. So, again, find the bit that you want to cut off first. I'm going to cut off my dog here. There. Again, these are all the little bits, the little hints and tips that you've got in your creative grids that just make life easier. And okay, rotating cutting mat, I think we can all agree, making life incredibly easy. Just checking as I go that I've actually made that cut. And there it is. And look, I know. Well, if you had to reposition it and measure and everything else, you just wouldn't do it, would you? There you go. So that's my B, and then you keep on going. Of course, you can do this in multiples. So you'd do another B cut there, and then the next one it says is to do your C. So the C, I know if I'm following my instructions, is going to be there. So, and this is all from my 6-inch that I cut with my Stripology. Now, if you are cutting multiples, that's absolutely fine. If you want to use a smaller rotary cutter so that you don't get the overhang, that's absolutely fine as well. That is my my C rather, and then I've got one last piece of fabric to cut from here. I'd have done another B, by the way, out of that piece. We know that, but you don't need to see that again. Is my D, and it's telling me that the most effective way for me to cut my D is like that. So that means that's for less wastage. Now I have gone a little bit over with my rotary cutter there, so it's for me to decide where is my safest place though that I'm not getting any little nicks, and that's where it is. But there we go, I've got very little waste. My rotary cutter coming in very handy here. If I wanted to use a smaller rotary cutter, then I can, because some of those are quite intricate. There we go. Look, and so every time I cut, I know I'm going to get exactly the right shape. And I've got those then to go. And I'm cutting smallish pieces. That's everything that you're getting. You see then how they all go together. And I am cutting these accurately every time and can be in different colours. Place them together, you are good to go. There are alternate shapes in there as well for you to play with. Well, it's just if you just want to use, I think is it C? Then look, you've got a different option there. So you can use that as well. So you've got all of these options. So you've got 4 different options with one set of rulers. Now, the rotating cutting mat, I think we can all agree, was fab then. It just made life so much easier. It's limited in stock. Lucy uses it every time. So if you want the rotating cutting mat, it's $32.99, but it really does make life safe. It means that you don't have to keep moving your fabric. You know, once I placed those strips down, I didn't have to move them again. You know, I just went, look at all those different angles that I wanted to cut at accurately and safely. Don't do that awkward sort of type cut. Do it so that you just spin it around a triangle, for instance. Here we go. I'm going to cut there. Spin it, cut. Spin it, cut. Always safely cutting away from myself. Quicker, safer. You can't put a price on that. Easier will cut down your time as well. Absolutely perfect. Well, you can put a price on it. It's $32.99. Now, Scrap Crazy, we've had some pictures through. Let's take a look at these. Let's see. We've got Jules, Elaine, and Linda. Thank you for sharing. Fab. Now, I've got a scrappy 8-inch as well, which is, I believe, one of those. Now, Elaine's is your 8-inch. Jules and Elaine. So this is the 8-inch. So giving you the chance to get different designs in there. Here are your instructions. Now, with this one, you can cut this again from your 6-inch strip. Or, if you want to, you can cut this from your 10-inch square. Do you remember I cut the 10-inch square earlier? Then this is it. Now, let me show you. Now, I'm also going to get this ruler out as well. It's not open. Is that all right to use if it's not been open? Can I open it or not? Oh, actually, I've got one that's open here. I'll use that. Here we go. Right. Okay. So, again, I'm going to get my rotating cutting mat out because it's far easier. Do you remember I cut those 10-inch squares earlier? Yes. Here we go. So, if I want to do a couple of layers at one time, then I absolutely can. I can layer those up or not. It's entirely up to you. You will have pressed yours. Now, on the instructions, what have I just done with them? This is your 8-inch. It gives me a layout. So what I'm going to do, and it's very, very easy, is I'm going to do the C and D. There's my D. I'm going to place that on there. C on there. And then what it asks you to do is to then get a longer ruler and just make sure that you can then cut that up there, because you are then going to use that half to then use your other designs. So again, all about making sure there's no waste. So if I want to check myself, can I fit that in there? Yes, I can. And the AB one, will I be able to fit that in there? Yes, I will. I know that I've got that. Which way around was it? There. And so I am good to then cut that. Oh, hang on. Helps if I actually get the blade out to cut. There we go. Right. Move that to one side, and then I can start cutting here. So with my first one, I know that I've got space for all of those, and again, I would cut round. My other piece, I know because I've looked. You see, look, this is when you cut for template B. I know that I can line that up on that edge there. I've still got plenty of space to make sure I've got that perfect cut. And then the other one is I'm going to do my C again there, so I can move that down, fit that in there. Oh, look, that's perfect, isn't it? I've only got a trim across there. And that's all fit in really beautifully, so nothing is wasted. Well, that's wasted, and that, but that's your most economical way to cut these out, which is just absolutely fab. So if you've got, you know, a 10-inch layer cake that you're working with at home, you've got that, you can do that, or you can just cut your 6-inch strips and use these perfectly efficiently, because again, you've got that layout guide there, and then you follow your instructions step by step to sew them together. And then on the back, this is really handy, and you get this on both of the Scrap Crazies, is that photocopy that, colour it in so that you get the effect, because there are lots of different ways. You could get sort of a pinwheel with this. There are lots of different ways in which you can highlight by using different colours here and there. This is $22.99. It's always been an incredibly popular one. And there they are, and that will give you an 8-inch finished square. Yeah. Cutting mat. Which cutting mat? The big cutting mat. Go for the biggest cutting mat that you can possibly get. Now, this is 90 by 60 centimetres, which won't mean anything to quilters, and it has on it actually inches. By law, we have to show it to you in centimetres, but it is inches. So that is going to be 23 inches up by 35 inches across. You've got your 2.5-inch strip there. If you're cutting on your bias, then you've got that to help aid you with your 2.5-inch strips there on the 45 degree. This is self-healing as well. Now, to keep these flat, you know, and when sometimes they're sent out rolled, and I know some of you panic when that happens, but if you lay it out, sometimes put a few books on, lay it out flat, and it will, within sort of 24 hours, it will flatten itself out. Self-healing cutting mats, occasionally wipe over with a warm damp cloth or a baby wipe, something like that, and it just means that it's always a perfect surface. You don't get those cuts in it. Great. Go for the biggest one you can possibly afford would be my advice to you. Same PP for all of this. It's just $2.95 per day. Now, I've got 3 different rotary cutters for you today. I've got this one that I've been using this morning. And this is the type that I use at home because it's safe. And again, safety is paramount when you've got animals and small children and everything else. Because you can lock it out, press that, and then it's kind of got like a double safety feature. So it's only engaged when I squeeze that. But if I accidentally drop it and I'm wearing flip-flops and it falls on the floor, my blade isn't locked out, it's safe. So it doesn't matter if I drop it. Don't drop it. But if you don't accidentally happen to. If you do want to lock it out, then you can lock out that blade. But at home, I tend not to, just in case there's anyone small or furry around. Then it's a really safe one to have. You can use this right or left-handed. So if you want to just change the blade around to the other side, unscrew that, and then it becomes a left-handed one. Just adjust everything and put it on the other side. $24.99. Go for the best quality rotary cutter that you can possibly afford. I went cheap, had to buy twice. I should have heard my husband there. Now 28mm, this has only just come back in stock. These are very, very handy, especially if you're working smaller curves, smaller grids, then this is really, really handy to have. It's just $10.99. You've got your soft grip from Clover, again, another trusted brand. When you want to, there you go, that locks out the blade. And then that way. Again, all back to front. Now, if you want super, super tiddly tiny, and we very rarely bring this one to wear, this is our little 18mm. Again, this one's just come back into stock. It's tiddly tiny, under £10, but really handy. $9.99. There you go, that's for your tiddly tiny one. When would I use it? I hear you ask. What about cutting circles? Now, Stripology, we started off the show with super duper duper. Love a spot of Stripology, but do you know they do them for curves? Oh, yes. Right, let's do this very quickly then, because I know we're running out of time. If I want to cut myself a semicircle with this, this is along the same basis as your Stripology in terms of you've got a groove that's going to work beautifully. I can line myself up here. If I want, this is my fold line here. If I want to add in that 1/4 inch seam allowance, because actually I only want that quarter circle, or if you folded your fabric in half, then you would add that seam allowance in, and then round I go, there, and it's cut. Perfect. Now, if I had wanted, say, to do a full circle, then I simply fold my fabric into quarters, and I'm going to use that fold line. I'm going to place that on my fold line there, because I don't need that seam allowance. Okay. And then I'm going to go in, say here, I've got my non-slip grip, so when I press down, I know I'm not going anywhere. And then there I have it cut perfectly. Now this gives me my diameter in inches along here, so if I want a 3-inch diameter, I would go with this one. And then you're thinking, well, why have I got another grid over here? This gives you your 3.5. So these give you your full inches, these give you your 1.5 inches. This will go up to a 15-inch. This goes up to a 15.5-inch diameter. Okay, so that's from there to there on your circle. That's your radius, that's your diameter, that's your circumference. Okay? You can do full circles, half circles, quarter circles, and I'm now thinking of that Jaffa Cake advert, total eclipse. Right. I've also got that in an oval, which I'll show you in a minute. I'm going to look at a cathedral window as well. Here it is. Cathedral windows are one of those ones that when I actually get around to doing a cathedral window, I'll have felt like I've arrived. Like, yeah, I'm a proper quilter now, I've actually done. Because in my head, it's one of the more difficult ones to do, but not when you've got the kits. And this is, again, what Creative Grids create for you, is your non-slip cathedral window rectangular ruler. Really, really easy. You see just these little design features. So if I am using my rotary cutter here, look, I can cut all the way in there. And then when I start to come, I can start from there. I can start in that groove. My blade is in there, so I don't get, as I cut into there and I cut into there, the crossover is absolutely perfect. This is very, very simple and easy to use. There are your details. The end effect, of course, absolutely perfect. There you go. How beautiful is that? So just follow the instructions, never throw these away. We've had an email. So Lauren, Wendy and Linda, that's your cathedral window effect. There you go, beautiful, really beautiful. Lovely work. I'm enjoying that. Fabulous. Now, we did circles. We did a perfect circle. And the other thing, of course, that I didn't show you with the circle is what I had left over. So, you know, I cut my 10-inch square earlier with my Stripology. Perfect. That's my 10-inch square. And then I cut my circle from there. So actually, I've now got a block. So I could do all sorts of different things. I could applique that on and whatever. Ovals are the other thing that we don't really think about and how tricky they can be to cut. Well, yeah, you'd think it was going to be tricky to cut an oval, wouldn't you? But should I go blue? Oh, I've got fabric all over the place. I know that some of you get upset when I start. Actually, no, I'm going to go for the grey because I know I've already cut into this one somewhere before. There we go. Right. Going to do this on the fold. And again, let me give you a full oval. Okay. And again, exactly the same as with the circle. I can do quarter ovals, full ovals. My radius again is in inches. So if I want to, then I line everything up where I want it to be. Again, just using these grids exactly where I want it to be. I've got A, B, and C depending on what seam allowance I want. So line it up. 5 inches there. Cutting all the way around. There, perfect. Ovals are so notoriously difficult. So there I've got my actual oval. And then what I've also got is if I want to then do a quilt where I use what's left over. So maybe if I wanted to, then I would then cut, say, my blue 1/2 inch bigger, so I've got the seam allowance because I've got that capability. Or imagine if you'd done your strips, just imagine if you'd done your 2.5 inch strips, sewn those together, then cut that, and then you had beautiful strips going through there. So maybe, what did I do with those blue strips from earlier? Here they go. This is just to give you a little idea. Just to give you that effect. How amazing would that look on your quilt? Actually looks like an Easter egg, doesn't it? But super, super quick to do. Incredibly quick to do. Just really easy, really quick, really safe. And that's the absolute joy here. That's what I'm loving, is the speed, the ease, and the safety factor for me. All about safety. Pineapple, where is my pineapple? It's down here. I've got 5 of these, but I tell you what, the effect is cracking. This is your pineapple trim tool. So, this reminds me, you know when you get basses and like speakers, this makes me think of a speaker. Now, how this works, again, this is very, very similar to all of the other trim tools that I've shown you. So again, you line up your center there. So you can see it says round 1, line up my center. Now, this is great because you can see that dotted line lines up on that seam perfectly, lines up on that seam so that I know that when I cut along there, it's giving me my seam allowance. Then when I turn it around to cut the other way, again, I want to line up those seams. When I move to round 2, again, I want to line up these seams, make sure, and you can see all the way through, those seams will all line up. Every single time, trim back. Trim back, and that gives you your seam allowance. So you just keep spinning it to trim back, and you just line up as you go. And when you go, round 2 is over here, ding ding, round 2. So when you want to trim back your round 2, which is this pink round, then look, you're all lined up beautifully. Again, you've got those seams lining up, and that trims back your pink. Round 4 means that I'm trimming back this pink one here. And you can just see how beautifully everything lines up. And that is how you get it that effective. Now, Dorothy sent her version of a quilt. Oh, thank you. Now, that's using the bigger pineapple trim tool. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. This is, you can do 4, 5, and 6 inches with this one. Fab. Now, before we leave on air, gosh, that's time. Right, which rulers? Oh, the one with hearts on it. Oh yeah, this is a really sweet one. I love my quilting fabrics. This is just a really little handy one. And it is 2.5 inches by 10. So when you're cutting down those smaller amounts, it's still got all the non-slip grip on there. And also, if I just put this onto some fabric so you can see we haven't taken it out of the packet, but it's also got your tiny increments, which, you know, it is so handy to have. So if you are cutting back to those tiny, tiny increments, then you've got that there, which is very, very handy. And this strip here is your 1/2 inch. So you've got inch, inch, 1/2 inch, 2.5 inches. Easy then to trim off your bias binding. Nice little present as well. Now, here we go. This is your 4.5 inch by 18.5 inch. Again, great for cutting those strips. It's not too wieldy. So it's a really handy size to have. You want to cut down your strips, then here it is. Nice and easy to go. And then the other one that you saw me using earlier is this one. This is your 24.5 inch. So imagine your fabric, salvage to salvage, 44 inches. When I fold that in half, that makes that 22 inches. And what I want to then do is look. So when my salvage is there, and if I want to cut that down, I'm going to line up down the bottom. But what I've got is a nice intro there. So I can line my blade up safely. I can cut all the way through, and I still have, there you go, my control there. Then I want to spin it around, line it up. Maybe I want to do a 5-inch strip. Then I can line that up there. And then just cut through. Done. Move your hand up so you don't slip. I'm running out of time, so I'm rushing. Don't rush. There we go. Never rush. $31.99, and that is great. So it means you can cut your salvage to salvage in one go. Now let's have a look at tomorrow. Gosh, where did that hour go? One Stop Fabric Shop is 8 a.m. Then, oh, I've been waiting a week for this. This is your applique hedgehog quilt with Victoria Peat. It is gorgeous. 10 a.m. we've got bag making bundles for you. 11 a.m. is a simple, stylish backpack, again with Victoria Peat. So lots and lots and lots going on tomorrow. Do please join us. You're going to absolutely love this ruler. The quilt, sorry, with the hedgehogs. The Stripology ruler, producer Paul was just telling me, is the most popular item of the hour. Please do check out. I don't know when we will get them back in stock. Like I say, we had a large delivery, but my gosh, so many of you have bought them. So thank you for that. Thank you for joining me today. We don't finish here. Yes, we finish our live hours, but we now repeat. So if you've missed anything today or you want to watch back another show, then stay tuned because we're about to go all over again. See you tomorrow.
Join us on Wednesday the 23rd of May for a stroll through the Enchanted Forest with quilting expert Victoria Peat. This quilt kit may have a prickly exterior, but inside you'll find the most gorgeous forest-inspired fabric featuring hedgehogs, rabbits, flowers and toadstools. Even more magical though is the clever technique used to create the adorable applique hedgehog. With instructions to make the quilt plus a cushion, a pair of happy hedgehogs could be taking up residence in your home very soon. So tune in for an hour with Victoria and her charming woodland friends, Wednesday the 23rd of May at 9 AM, only on Sewing Quarter, Freeview Channel 78 and Sky Channel 687.